Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching the world. First thing I check, the mic gain, it's moving. And so that's a good thing. I'm hoping it's not duplicating. We'll find out. Somebody, when you hear me and you're listening, let me know if you're getting me 2 times the pleasure, 2 times the fun. I hope that's not the case. Intro's fixed, graphics are fixed. There's a whole bunch of changes. Brendan's in the background. I'll bring him in here. There's going to be some hiccups for this one. There's going to be some changes as all of a sudden my thing is loading, and I'm still waiting for my face to appear on the actual YouTube channel. First off, I know that now Brendan might be able to hear me on YouTube and let me know if I'm being heard. But first off, let's go through the good news on the Wrexham channel. Oh, first off, it's beautiful to see you guys. I see Deandra's already here. W&G is already here. Stephen Reed, who I do have to apologize to you, Stephen, right from the outset. And I will pull that up when I get the opportunity to do that right here. Stephen, I know that you had an issue with me not covering the first one. I couldn't stream it. I didn't mean to offend anybody, and I'm sorry to you. I wanted to do that in first instance. Easbert, nice to see ya. W&G, Deandra, Marie, it is an awesome week. It is an awesome time. I've been starving for this. If you've been following on Twitter, it's been an entertaining time on Twitter. I think it's just time for some football. I think it's just time to get into things. So the excitement is there. We're all into this. Let me know what you guys think of the layout and everything that's going on. The first thing, I want to end up saying thank you to our sponsor, Ultimate Promotions. We have a sponsor, and what does that mean for you? You shouldn't be getting ads for the entirety of the season. And so Ultimate Promotions, the link is down on the bottom. I'm going to do some copy stuff when we get things going and we're into the season. This to me is just, we're ironing out some kinks. But it is if you need custom medals, custom pins, custom trophies, custom awards, that sort of stuff. They're based out of Canada. They service internationally. The shipping is included. The artwork is free. They set it all up, and it's my sister's company. Full disclosure, and they paid for the service, and they gave market rate because they wanted to help out, and because it's a synergy for them. So check them out. 5.0 Google rating, and a lot of large companies. If you're in Canada, airlines use them. Emergency services, fire departments, police. If there's somebody who uses a pin in Canada, at least, they typically go through my sister and her company. So for sports teams, if you're going on an exchange, you've got a charity game, that sort of stuff, you're doing awards, they have all those sorts of things, medals, custom stuff, some beautiful work. They do good stuff. So there's a synergy. And for you guys, there's a benefit. So that's exciting. Next up, we've changed all the setup. I'm going to bring Brendan in here because we've set this all up. We're going to end up turning Brendan into a producer. And he's in the background so I can talk about him if you don't know what I'm talking about. And so I'm excited to get into that exercise of just 1 second, of having him in control of sort of the things that are going on in the background. In the interim, we've got some cleanup stuff to do, and we weren't quite able to get it all up. So I've got controls today. We'll see how that all works. And yeah, we're just going to roll with it and worry about you guys having fun. Very cool intro. And that is, audio is not fixed. Too much echo. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this. I've changed the echo as of this point. We can hear you. Got to fix the audio. Definitely a bit of an echo. So I think I fixed that there. Brendan, you should still be able to hear me in the background, and what that is just a gain control on my end because I think it was picking up the reverb from the Ninja and from the mic. So I'm going to add Brendan. Boom. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am living the dream, and now my volume is very low. I can bump that up as well. We will figure this all out. I can talk louder, and I can move the microphone to be in a better position as we get everything all laid out. So I've got you there. I can increase your gain. And Brendan, you've decided to step up. Well, you stepped up last year, but let's talk about off season. How did you survive it? And what's your thoughts leading into this match and just generally?
So how did I survive the off season? I only felt like I needed a break for the first week. After that, I was just itching for it again. I can't believe it. Like, I thought, okay, this is great. Like, I won't have all these things that have happen at a certain time. I won't have to go to the website all the time and check everywhere else for the latest updates. Are we getting somebody else? How's this person? Are they hurt? Transfer rumors. But no, I was waiting for more. I wanted to know when the 7-on-7 was, and I wanted to know all about the West Coast tour and dates, and yeah. So yeah, I immediately wanted more, and I've been insatiated in time. I haven't been able to fill it all. I'm always wanting more. Like every bit of information is not enough. So
Yeah, it's I've taken time off mostly to try and set up the back of house stuff, plus personal life stuff taking over. And the Vancouver match took up a bunch of time, and still dealing with that. For those of you, do want to identify there are a bunch of activities. One of them I arranged the meet and greet before the game. I imagine it's going to be a come and go sort of thing, have that sort of stuff. I do intend to put some phones up within the bar and showcase that sort of stuff. I bought some lapel mics, so I could walk around and chat with some people and do that sort of stuff, and hopefully give you guys some content while we're doing it. And the only downside is I haven't released this. I'll tell everybody, but I wanted to leave it with you guys first. The Pint just advised me this week that they had a flood. And so the downstairs basement is reduced. They've done some things to modify it. They think they can get to 250, 300 people, but it's first come, first serve. If you want to make sure that you get in, make sure you get there early, and we'll deal with that. At the Red Horde, my mic is still too low. I've got it on mass, but I can fix that. Just give me 1 second. Oh, it's always something, right? It's always something. And the other question that I have is, we're all, I think, dealing with this, except for the people that are in the US and the people that are in Australia who are using Paramount or ESPN Plus. Those of us that are using iFollow, you're probably going to want to get to see if it's loaded up, and mine hasn't yet. I'm still waiting for it to load up. So if you get iFollow to work, make sure you identify that for me. Right now it says it's 22 minutes and 22 seconds away, and Woody there gave his predictions. He's been able to see what's going on as I work on trying to remedy this. And I can go to my mic, and I can go, you know what I think I might do is that should be better. And I don't know if it'll have the same latency issues, but we will clarify things as we test everything out for this one. Can't hear Sean. It's perfect on my end, and we're figuring it out. Game is on ESPN Plus in the United States. Game is on Paramount Plus in Australia. For the rest of us, we're using iFollow. I'm staring at a countdown. And so if you are international, then let us know. What do we talk about, Brennan? Do we talk about what we expect from this one? I don't care. Do you care about the outcome and maybe that's the chat. Do you guys care about the outcome in a friendly involving a Premier League team? I just want to see the lads. But what are your thoughts?
Sean, did you see the interview that Nathan did? That was really good with the one of the main streamers for Bournemouth. He was really likable. The club was really likable. I like that we're trying to mirror their ascension to the Premier League. They got out of League Two, made it all the way, right? And then they got a big following in the U.S., so they're comfortable with it. They have American. All looks good. What do you think?
I didn't see the interview, but I do agree. I think there's synergies between Bournemouth and us, and I'm all for it. For me, as far as the match in and of itself, I mean, if it ends up being 6-0, as Woody said, okay. If we end up burying them 3-1 and it's embarrassing because they lost to a League One squad, who cares? This is about getting us ready for the start of the season and just do whatever we need to do to get to that point, right? We've got that game. We got the FA Cup game against Sheffield United. Our 6 games are no joke to start the season, and I've been saying that. So we'll see. To me, it's just mostly trying to figure out. My biggest questions is Seb Revan, where's he going to end up going? Is he a left wing back and a backup for McLean? Or is he going to be sliding into the back line? Or are we going to go with, I think we're going to go 3-5-2. But in the Hanley Town game, people were talking that we went with a 4-4-2 diamond in the midfield because we have so many midfielders. And that allowed Evans and or Dobson to slide back into the back line. Fascinating. I'd be surprised if Parkey went with it full time, but I'm excited to see what happens. It can't be worse than than last year with Chelsea. Look, take the beating, figure it out, and move forward, right? I'd rather just see the people who are out there. Who needs iFollow? Well, so, you need me. Just 1 second.
I was thinking.
This comment here is, who needs iFollow? We have Sean's beard. My beard is useless because you won't see me on screen. You're going to get Brendan if the game doesn't pop up for iFollow for me. I have the annual subscription, but I'm waiting for it to load. And if not, I'm going to end up on some sketchy setting, and Brendan's going to be doing most of the chatting. So took out the Canucks while they were trying to shut out the Yanks. That would be problematic. We're going to be sitting and figuring it out in the interim while we figure it out. If Brendan's on giving us the stuff because he's got ESPN, that's great. Go ahead, Brendan. You had some thoughts.
Yeah. So the signings, a lot of them seemed more defensive minded. Just about everyone coming in was more on that defensive end, and they're all young, which I was desperately wanting, and they, for the most part, and they're all quick, and they all feel comfortable with the ball. All the types of players that you'd need at the championship level, and it's good that we're going to get a chance, to build with them. So all those things are great. I also thought that we won by almost always being aggressive, and I wonder now if we're going to be like, not parking the bus, but trying to hold games close and then just wait for a mistake or a good run out, a good counter, or a couple of set pieces to get one. And from now on, against these the top 6-7 teams, maybe top 10 teams here in League One, we're winning 1-0, 2-1. And that's how we're getting it done. Not before we're like, hey, don't worry, we can still score in the last 10 minutes of a game. Now it's, once you're up 1-0, everyone's feeling like the game's almost over. Like all you have to do is park the bus. So maybe we're going to get used to just sitting back a lot more and learning how to play defense as a team, and then our defenders are capable of running out with it, making great passes, and hoping for the best. Instead of us missing 7 or 8 really good shots, we're only going to get 3 or 4, and we better make one.
I think leading with defense is always a good strategy. I do think we maybe even need somebody to follow. Like behind EOC, I don't know who that's going to be unless you're going to move Evans back there. There's a potential that we could be still looking for a body there. I'm all for defense first and find the back of the net second. And not powering through, especially when you've got some of these competitions that are going on there. The question was, what time is it in Canada? For me, it's 3:43. Out on the East Coast, it's 6:43. If you go even further, it's going to be 4:43 out in the Maritimes, and then Newfoundland's off by 30 minutes. So I never figure it out. While you guys are here, pop up the Red Horde, Sean Driver, the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button just to let the gods that are out there. So we'll figure it out. Don't worry, Brendan will have us covered. With the play-by-play, Woody, if has to be. I'm just hoping it pops up here in the interim, but we'll figure it all out. Vinyl, nice to see you, and thanks for keeping those memberships going for those of you that did all the way through. How do you watch? It's livesoccertv.com is always the source. When you go there, they for me to get the legitimate streams. For me, they've only identified ESPN if you're in the United States, Paramount if you're in Australia, and nowhere else. So if you're in the UK, I anticipate it's available on iFollow for 10 quid via Wrexham, 5 quid via Bournemouth. I've heard that Bournemouth is geo-blocking people outside of the UK. Frustrating. And so you've only got the 10 quid with the Wrexham group. And I believe the annual subscription should cover it. That's what I have. I don't want to have to pay for another 10 quid, but we'll see what ends up happening there. If I have to pay, I'll pay and I'll get caught up. I was at 2 subs, and then I went backwards for 2 reasons. One was I didn't cover the Hanley Town game, and people have talked about that. That day I lost 10 subscribers. I think I didn't stream. I didn't think anybody would want to just stare at my face as we follow Twitter, so I didn't jump on. What's my opinion on Seb Ravin? Fast, curious as to what. I think he's a wing back because all the highlights have him up front. Not really a finisher, but he's a center back, and I haven't seen what he does back there. But he's a quick guy. He reminds me of a lower tier level of Alphonso Davies on the Canadian team. He's going to give you pace. He's going to give you effort. He's going to give you some control and some quality. The Rotherham fans have all said that he was one of their best players throughout the season. He was. I'm comfortable with him. No, he's Seb Ravins from Aston Villa. See, now I'm getting confused. Rotherham, loan.
He's the Mendy replacement.
I think he's a Mendy replacement. He could take up over from McLean on the end. He may end up sliding into some position on the right-hand side. He's played as a right back for, I think it was 20 games last year. or no, sorry, left back for 20 games, center back for 8 games, and the right back for like 4 games. And so he does have the capacity to slide around. So we will see. I do have to pay independently. I paid for the year. We'll find out. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna try and reload this and see what happens. Do you guys? Has anybody paid and been able to bring it up? I guess for those that aren't in the U.S. and aren't in Australia, have you paid and figured it out? What's happening there? I go to iFollow, and it goes to videos, and it says it's live in 13 minutes. So it looks to me they're not even live. The other thing, and
now you're echoing.
I haven't shown this off yet, and I'm going to have to get it bigger. This is going to be hanging in DC Place, and I don't know because I can't see anything. The flag, and I tried to capture everybody. I got the U.S. there with the eagle, and Switzerland, the Netherlands. I've got Aruba for somebody if they're here. Yeah, Brazil, Argentina, New Zealand, Australia. So I'm stoked about getting that one out, and I bought 2 of them. So I might be sending one over to Wales if people don't hate me enough and think that I'm useless. So we'll figure all that out. What do I think of Callum Burton? I don't know what to think W&G because I can't get any information on him because he didn't play last year, is what I get. He looks like he's capable. He looks like he has all the chops. He looks like he's an effective backup and an improvement over Chomp. I know that that's going to upset some people. And so we will figure it out. Paid can't bring it up in Toronto. So that's a good sign, I think, Elizabeth, if we can't bring it up, is that means it's still maybe not yet to come. And those who are figuring it out. No East Timor. Yeah, because nobody from East Timor has come yet. But no, I'm stoked with that. And I've been working on some merchandise stuff to put out there that I'm hoping will be ready for the start of the season. Well, it is basically ready. I just have to kind of connect everything and set it all up there. For those of you who said that they wanted to have some options, you guys will have those options. I'm just super thankful of Ultimate Promotion, not having to have advertisements. I'm going to have to add some pop-ups and all that sort of stuff. But we're still working on things. And thank you. The flag gets rave reviews as we are 12 minutes away from kickoff. Brendan, I don't know. Did you look into Callum Burton or Seb Revan, and do you figure out where they're at and how they're going to slide in at all?
Now, again, like the only thing I say is that I'm probably the least big Mendy fan. I didn't think he would be good enough for League One. So I think that gives you backup to McLean. And, you know, if McLean starts to drop off and you don't bring him back next year or something like that, because this guy, Seb, steps up and looks awesome, then, yeah, that's great. Like, you had to start working in someone young on that side, I think, because I don't think Mendy has much more ceiling. And, yeah, that's just not good enough. So for champions,
I hate to say it, but I agree with you because I like Mendy a lot. I just don't know if he's got the pace for League One. I don't know if he's got the rest for League One, but we will find out. Ron, some fun. Thank you so much for joining as a supporter. If you are interested, down on the bottom, you can hit the join button. It's $1 a month. It keeps on going. It just helps me offset some of the expenses and costs and all that sort of stuff. I've got lapel pins that I paid for, and graphic cards and all that sort of stuff.
I think Andrew said it best. No injuries. That's the biggest thing.
Yes, and I'm 100% for that. And Ruth said the same thing there as well with the score doesn't really matter, but secretly like to do it. And WG, I get it. Like he's got the pedigree. Previously, last year he had a setback, and I'm not entirely sure exactly why it happened. And so we've got to figure out that issue. But as to a backup, he's got all the chops. He's younger. I think it works in our favor, and it helps with the transition of Howard. He's going to get his trophy matches, and we'll see him at least three times this year, playing in those trophies, the EFL trophy.
Hey, Sean,
and we'll see.
I know you've already said it, but and you've called some of these people out, but it's so great to see the chat full of all the names know, Woody, Carolyn, A to Z, Ruth, Deandra, WG, like Vinyl, everybody's like
it's the gang. We've been itching for this as much as you and I have been, and we've been talking about this for the last month and what we were going to do and how we're going to try and set it up. And I had personal circumstances that ended up delaying some things. But we were most exciting part of this whole process is the people who have become part of the community. Snowboards there, Welsh techies here, made 3 saves in the EFL semifinal. Yeah, like I said,
won Maria over from Canada games, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole bunch of people. The thing with Burton is I just don't know why he was off last year, and if it was injury based, how that's going to end up affecting things on a go forward. So we'll figure it all out. We're 8 minutes. I don't know if on the ESPN stream, Brendan, if you've got teams that are going out or any anthems or anything that you're seeing there.
I don't know. Let me see. The feed's coming up. Got to refresh it.
I think we all are struggling with the iFollow account, and this is the bugaboos of getting things going. I know that there is.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm watching on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so you're watching on ESPN, and I don't know where they're at with things, but maybe just an update. Are they out on the pitch? Or are they doing pregame, whatever they're doing? Because it may end up being you leading the charge here to start, and me scrabbling in the background. We'll find out. We will iron the kinks out. It's interesting. I want to look into this more, and I don't want to panic people unnecessarily. But the Golazo deal with CBS that was signed with EFL, again, Wrexham has no control over that, and it's good for the league. They outbid ESPN. The challenge for us as international fans is I suspect we may end up having to have multiple subscriptions. In the US, you didn't have to deal with that problem last year. ESPN covered everything that iFollow didn't. But in Canada, you had DAZN who picked up the Sky Sport League games that were picked up. You had Sportsnet that picked up the FA Cup. And then you had, there was one other carrier who had the occasional game, and I can't remember why. But you ended up having to have multiple memberships. That was sort of frustrating. And I hope that that's not the case. But I also recognize that the benefit is there's going to be casual fans who haven't invested as much time who might get hooked because they get ready access to it. We'll see, but I'm a little bit unsold on that one. When is Mullen coming back? I haven't heard a specific timeline, but I've just been told that it's going to be a couple of weeks, and so we'll see what ends up happening there. I'm going to just try and close off some browser things here as my site's not liking me, and so let me close this. My frames per is declining, so that's usually a sign to close some things off. As I said, we're hoping that Brandon's going to take the load off and his computer will deal with most of the stuff, and I just get to be the talking head. So yeah, so you guys are waiting for ESPN as well. So this isn't a big thing. We just had an extra 30 minutes of time together, and isn't that sweet? Any other questions that you guys have, I'm happy to put out poll questions as well. I did see the question of the merch. There is merch, and it's not just going to be like, hey, here's a t-shirt and a hat. I wanted to give you guys options, and I wanted to give stuff that you'd even be willing to wear without the logo. The way I look at it is I'm not looking to be a money farm and make a whole bunch of cash out of this. I've everything I've made and more. I'm in the red with this one, and my wife's letting me enjoy my bad habit so far. I am making revenues off of it for sure, but those revenues are not profits, because I'm doing things like putting the money into the tickets to go and watch stuff, and I want to keep doing that on a go forward basis. And so we'll do that with merch giveaways and all that sort of stuff. And it could be just be tech decline because they're waiting too. Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to. You and I have talked about a lot of very big plans, especially if I'm in the background, being able to produce stuff. And I just thought we would throw out a few of the things that we talked about in adding to this as we're going to be doing a pregame show, and we're going to open up an hour before the game. You don't need to join, obviously, you can wait, but some of us are really anxious to get talking about Wrexham, and once a week for 15 minutes before the game is not enough. So we're thinking about having a Discord server and having you guys be able to connect to that. You can send in, we're going to have a channel for you to send in your picks for the game, who you think is going to be man of the match and what the score is going to be. And then we're asking you to send in a picture. If you're going to the game, where are you? What's the stadium look like? What's the weather in Wales look like today? If you're in Argentina, if you're in Turkey, where are you watching the game? Or what's the shirt that you're choosing to wear today? Or, whatever it is. and we can kind of be going through that, keeping the talk going about what's coming up in the game. Look at the lineup. Think about what we can look forward to that whole day, and kind of make it a little bit more interactive. Maybe you leave a voice message and with your prediction as opposed to just typing it in, and I play the messages one after another on there. We're also going to have a heck of a lot more videos streaming in the background. You'll be able to kick off stuff, hopefully little chants that you can hear low behind Sean talking. All the different Wrexham chants and images from previous games and stuff like that. So we're looking to add a whole heck of a lot, and maybe some much bigger surprises for those of you who can't see the game. We may have some special stuff for you to help you out. But we're not positive on that. We're going to keep working through it. We believe we have it working, but we'll surprise you once the real season starts. So a bunch of stuff coming. If any of this interests you, hit us up there in the chat today. We'll watch it, and any ideas you have as well. Sorry, back to you, Sean.
No, don't apologize for that. I'm all for the exciting news, and it's nice to be talking about exciting stuff, both with Wrexham playing and us doing our stuff here. As far as the question came in against where can you watch it? If you're in the US, it's ESPN Plus. If you're in Australia, it's on Paramount. For the rest of us, we're stuck with iFollow, and we're letting it load up. So the kits today are fire. I'm assuming, are you talking the training kits? The training kits I can't visualize anymore. If you haven't seen them, the gray with the gold arrow that's pointing down. And somebody gave me the WWE motion where they were doing this thing, and that's all I see is the point. And once that's been in my mind, it's been the point throughout. I haven't been able to purge it. We haven't seen the black or the gold yet, but I liked the red kit that came out. It's subtle, but I still think it'll look really good in person. So we'll see. I've just been looking into AFC, and they just found out Michael B. Jordan is the co-founder of. Really, a co-founder? He wouldn't have been alive when. I'm missing something there. W&G as a co-founder of AFC Bournemouth, because surely he wasn't around when AFC Bournemouth started, right? But yeah, and in the UK there is a £5 one. There are previous chats that said that it's registering that it's geo blocks, so not 100%. That's certain there. Stephen Reed says Wrexham's going to win League One. Whew. I haven't done a prediction video. I'm tempted to do a prediction video, but let me just say this: Birmingham, Rotherham, Bolton. They have spent some money. They've got quality sides. I don't know how anybody tops those three teams in the top two. I see us as potentially getting in. I would love to see obviously back to back with a win in Wembley or something along those lines. We would have to have a hell of a season to end up trumping all of the money that Rotherham and Birmingham have thrown at this.
What if we get the 19-year-old from Tottenham?
Then we got a team for sure. Then we're in the mix. We're in the mix then. The chevron is unfortunate. That's the best way to put it, Deandra. Oh, strawberry swirls. Teams are in the tunnel. Things must be moving. I'm at 41 seconds, and then I'll hit the refresh button on my end. Oh, co-owner. Yeah, and there seems to be a lot more of the U.S. investing into football, which no issue with that. So he's got money in them. So, yeah, the striker on loan from Tottenham. I forget his last name off the top of my head. Help me out here. 19-year-old signed a 5-year contract through to 2029. Starts with an L. This is how closed off I've been through the offseason, as I should know this stuff intuitively by now. And I don't, because some people end up, and I'm one of those people, I can't get caught up in the rumors anymore because there's been so many, and then I get heartbroken. So I just don't follow them. But there's some championship clubs that are looking at him. There's us that are looking at him. We'll see how much money we'll want to pay, but apparently he is lighting it up right now in for the Spurs at their camp. So we'll see what ends up happening there. 20 seconds. I'm going to hit the refresh button. Do you have anything on your end on the ESPN feed?
Nothing on ESPN yet. Nothing.
I
got two different feeds going. I got one through ESPN Plus in they're walking onto the field. Yeah.
So you've got them. So you'll have to keep us posted, and I'm gonna keep clicking around. Want to watch live? Buy the video pass. Why? Why do I have to buy the video pass?
Yeah, and I got multiple feeds actually going. Obviously, McElhaney's there.
And for those of you who are on using iFollow, feel free to keep us posted as to if you got in. I did have a link up, but now it's back to if you want to watch by the video pass, but I can't click it to log it in. So they could be screaming and figuring out Langspear. That's it. Thanks, Easbert. That's the Tottenham kid, 19 years of age. Oh, it's a red swirl. I haven't seen a damn thing. I haven't seen a damn thing. I'm dying here. I have a pretty flag, and I've got you guys. And I don't think an option to buy is going to be. I mean, they signed him for 5 years. I'm with you, Andrew, on that one, 100%. But I do think that there's an opportunity for a loan with some guaranteed play time, and him running with Marriott, or to start the season, and Mullen eventually. And we'll see. My unpopular opinion is I think Marriott's going to have a hell of a year, I think people would welcome that. I put stock in him where some people don't. Matthew, I am, since the takeover, full proud disclosure on that one. I looked for a football team for 6 years, and I say 6 years prior to, so it's been 8-9 years now.
Sean, do you want me to read out the
lineup if you got it? Yeah, and I can take that. I'll just let me finish my thought here, Brendan. Or Brendan, let me just finish my thought with Matthew. My wife is from South Yorkshire, and so I needed to find a club. And I tried Doncaster, I tried Leeds, I tried Chelsea. Couldn't fall in love with any of them for whatever reason. Wrexham captured me, and so here I am. Go ahead, Brendan.
They just have Bournemouth up there at the moment.
We can pull it from Twitter if you give me a second. I can do that while it's nothing's happening on the site for iFollow, so this is frustrating. But you're going to have to lead the charge, and we kind of anticipated that this could be an issue, and so it will be an issue until it's not. I got
multiple monitors going. They got
pixelated there.
People doing interviews, and they've got. Yeah, I have been the whole time.
I see that swirl.
Computer's up to snuff. All right, we got Dalby and Marriott up front. Dobson, Jones, and Cannon in the middle. McLean, Evans, O'Connell, Cleworth, and Barney, and Okonkwo in goal. The back three are Evans, O'Connell, and Cleworth. McLean and Barney on the wings, and strangely Dobson, Jones, Cannon in midfield. Dalby, Marriott. So it's got to be a game of two halves, probably, right?
Yeah, it sure is. I'm just going to pull this over, and I'm not so worried about the Bournemouth lineup, but I'll grab it eventually. And I will go to here and see if I can pull this up so that everybody can see it. First off, that's the wrong one.
They have at least one whole side full. The other side of the stadium didn't look as full in the lower seats. So
I don't know the attendance is going to be a fun one to see, and especially for I know the Vancouver one I've been watching. They're only showing or selling tickets on the club's seat side. So the Wrexham bench where the players are. The upper bowl didn't open. So we'll see how that goes. For those of you who haven't seen, here's what we were talking about with the swirls that people were asking about. I'll just transition this out in 2 seconds. Boom. Those are the swirls. I think those look relatively sexy. They're different for sure. And I'm all for a little bit of spice in things. Click that one off.
Are you seeing them getting ready to do kickoff, Sean?
Right, I've got nothing. So you're going to have to lead the charge on this. You do the play-by-play, and while it's happening, I'm going to keep following along and seeing if I can find a link. And if I can't, then I won't. And I'll just see if I can end up finding the pictures to add, like this one. We'll leave that one up just for a little bit so people can follow along. It's interesting to me that James Jones is probably going to have
kickoff's underway.
Okay, I will hit the start button.
Bournemouth started with the ball. They're just bringing it back, swinging it around through the defenders. Good pressure by Dalby and Marriott. We nicked the ball away in midfield. Looks like Dobson with the ball. Ends up going out. Barney throws it in. Clearwith with it, and now we're swinging it around our back. Yeah, they're fast. They're all over us. Clear it out. It's getting knocked around in the middle between both teams. Dobson gathers it and kicks it over to McLean. Dobson and McLean and everything look stolen. Oh no, man! Bobble by the defender, tries to kick it back to his own goalie, and Marriott intercepts it, coming in alone, and he gets stoned with a kick save. It's like nightmarish water memories popping into my head. Ball's out on the side. We've got it. Jones went down. He went down soft, and now he's holding his shoulder.
Anybody on iFollow been able to pull this up? If not, because I can't even find a way to pay for it. But let me know what you guys are able to do. If not, I might go check out the Bournemouth site and give them some money.
I was just seeing if everyone else in the chat, do they need the play-by-play, or is everyone getting it? Is this
You're getting the play-by-play, so keep doing your play-by-play. We'll figure it out, and we'll just see if anybody's. Okay. And this is just, as Vinyl identified, the joy of everybody having different feeds. So we're going to be at the time that's down below or relatively there close enough. And so if you're ahead or behind, you're going to have to adjust things to be able to figure it out. So we're okay with that. Just no spoilers if you're ahead of us. iFollows up, no commentary, though. Good stuff. I will go searching. Continue, Brendan.
Yeah, they've tried a couple times. They're not real. Bournemouth's tried a couple times. Hasn't been able to really get anything going. Wow. Some sort of phantom foul is just called. We were in their end making a good bid to get a good shot, and they called the foul. Not exactly sure where it was. Bournemouth now with the ball, working from the back. They have not had anything of substance. They haven't had any control and spacing much past midfield. So, you know what? We're 2 minutes, 40 seconds in, but.
You're 2 minutes and 40 seconds in?
Thereabouts. It's about ready to go 3 minutes right now.
Okay.
Now they're in our half, working it around, but we're pressuring, so they had to drag it all the way back to the goalie. Obviously, early in the game, they're feeling us out. I didn't know enough about, and I didn't have the volume up, so I don't know how many of their starters are in and how much they've mixed in the youth into this team that's on the field. Nice seeing. What I'm seeing now is a lot of the Wrexham players composed in tight spaces with the ball guys all around them, and them not being rushed, taking their time, passing, not having it taken from them. They tried to cut off O'Connell's pass to swing it around, and he just dribbles out from the back. Like, Bournemouth's been called for like 3 fouls. They're going to talk to someone for cleaning out McLean. I'd be looking over my shoulder for payback. Absolutely got him dead from behind. Just took one leg into the other.
Bournemouth
that's not the guy I would foul. But.
Bournemouth is not available in my area. I just tried to load that up. For whatever reason, my iFollow is not working. I'm sitting at minus 10 minutes and counting, loading up under matches. Under iFollow, I go to a screen that gives me a red button that I can click on under matches or under live that says next live event. Want to watch, buy a video pass, but I can't click it. And so
I did not think that it was going to be on iFollow. I thought it had to be on ESPN.
No, I saw that it was going to be there, and there's somebody else has it up on iFollow as they've messaged, so I can't figure it all out. But you guys, you keep doing your thing.
Okay, that McLean was a foul and a kick, a free kick. Nothing developed off of it. Immediately got knocked away. Ball's just been going back and forth at midfield. Our pressure up front by Marriott and Dalby's very good, where the defense is very quickly bailing on it and all the way back to the goalie. Sorry, keeper. So it's back with the Bournemouth keeper again. Again, only close to 6 minutes in, but we look like we belong. Which we did not look from go in the Chelsea game like we did. They're just moving it around the back. Bournemouth is. Dalby steals it from them, and that got stolen back. Trying to swing it around the outside. Oh, I think that, yeah, it was Dobson just absolutely wiped out a guy.
How's he looking pace-wise?
Got a yellow
I mean,
for
I
it.
know it's early.
All of our guys look pretty good at the moment. This kid, I think, is milking it. Yeah, he's. You already got your yellow card, dude. I don't know what else more you're hoping for. Finally getting to see the back of the new shirt with the big dragon on it. There's a white dragon and everything. Well, I'm guessing maybe this kid isn't milking it. He may be done for the day. May have blown out his knee or something. I don't know.
That's not what we want on either side of the ball, to be completely frank.
It didn't look like anything. Dobson is walking around shrugging like, what the hell happened? I don't know. The Bournemouth players don't seem upset. They're just like, yeah, we know you didn't do anything that bad. So they're putting up a graphic, Sean, that says the players we got, everything we picked up in the transfers, and that shows the clubs, and it shows Arsenal, Plymouth, Aston Villa, Charlton, and how do you pronounce it over there? Leicester or Leicester or
Leicester.
Yeah. So that player's hobbling off. Scott, 14 for Bournemouth. Don't know if he's coming. I would guess he's coming back in after the 30-second penalty box. Oh, they're just letting him right back in because it's friendly, I guess. Ball's in the right side. Barnes pressuring them really well with the ball. Forced them to knock it out. We got a throw in now around midfield. Cleworth's going to throw it in.
The old system doesn't like it when I'm working on things in the background.
So Bournemouth's obviously in the black uniforms and wearing the new reds, the new homes. They're working it out from the goalie again. Nothing fancy. Oh, they're trying a long ball. They went too far over the top, and Okonkwo collects it. Which is good to see because I'm always worried about him when he making his decision making about when to come out and get stuff and when not to, getting caught in the middle. That was good. Okonkwo knocks it deep. Dalby headed it, still in their end, but Bournemouth has it. They're bringing it out slowly, swinging it back around. I don't have the ESPN commentators, so I don't really know what's going on. They're trying a slicing move, trying to strike against our left side, except their long ball's just a little too far, and Okonkwo was all the way out right at the top of the box again.
I'm entirely frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know if you're seeing any numbers, Sean, but I haven't pulled them up yet for a FOT mob. I would guess that Bournemouth has us edged in possession.
Tony,
They
while you're
tried
here,
again
thanks
with
for
another long
subscribing.
ball. This looks like what
Hit the
you'd expect
subscribe
Wrexham
button.
to be doing. There we go. You got the ball in the middle. A couple of nice
We might
passes.
have to bring back. I'm just going to interrupt the flop counter and a bunch of
Cannon with it,
statistics we're
gives it to
working on in the
Dobson.
background, and so I anticipate them to be coming shortly.
Jones. There goes McLean. McLean brings it to the middle. Dobson now. Swinging it over. Look at us with possession. Getting our passing numbers up. All the way back to Okonkwo. Uh-oh. Not a good kick by him. Calling something, though, which is good. Calling some sort of foul. So Okonkwo has the ball. Trying to see what we're getting for stats in this game. I thought Mob's not showing anything good yet. Have
Craig,
I
if
lost you
you're
totally, Sean?
Can you hear me?
Still trying to figure it out?
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I can see me.
Sean's
Everything
working
seems to
hard.
be
He wants
working.
to see this game, that's for sure.
Problems at the pass. For those of you guys that are here, there, let me know if that's an issue with him not hearing me.
Screen. Let's see. Disregard that stat. Here comes a nice steal by Evans. Nice and relaxed there. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. That's what I kept saying. They're hoofing it long. I can't hear you at all, Sean.
Thank you. They can hear me, so it's an issue with.
When you're not speaking, I can't hear you at all.
That'll make it.
I also don't see you on Video Ninja anymore. Maybe is that why? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we got bumped, but I'll worry about that at the half.
Oh, they're saying they can see and hear you. You want to know why? Because you're off Video Ninja, so I no longer hear you. But everyone else can, Sean.
Yep. He knows what's going on. I'm trying to find the game, and I've had some people messaging me and telling me that it's working, and I can't get the URL. So if you guys can put the URL for your iFollow into the screen, that would be preferable for me. Howdy, Alex T. Nice to have you here.
Oh, nice pass ahead from Dobson to Dalby. Oh, there goes Barney streaking down the side. Nope, they got to him. Corner. Right? No. Goal kick.
Somebody told me just put in game, logged in from the Wrexham website, and it popped up. It doesn't for me. It gives me a 404 if I put in there. So let me know the URL that you guys have. I'm going to have to figure this out.
Nice. Oh. We almost got it there with McLean. Oh, just manhandled them. O'Connell just said, I'll take that. Jeez, what are you doing, Okonkwo? He almost let the ball go in the goal before he kicked it. What the heck? Trying to give us a heart attack?
Nick messaged me and
that
said he
nonsense?
can't get it. This is just frustrating.
Oh, it definitely went over the line, like on the line. Jeez. $17,000 man sellout, huh? There's a lot of people walking around in like the areas that you can walk about, and it looks like people are still coming into the stadium, even though they're not in every seat on the far side.
Oh, frustration. Yeah, if anybody's watching iFollow, can you guys post the URL for the iFollow link in the chat? That would be amazingly helpful.
Yeah, I apologize in advance, Sean, about if I trample over you. The only time I can hear you speaking is through the rebroadcast, and obviously I'm talking before it gets broadcast out. So
yeah, and I appreciate
I will not know when I'm talking over you.
Yeah, if you have it on iFollow,
Bournemouth
tell
with
us
the
where the
ball
link
back
is.
to the goalie again. He's not going to fall asleep back there. He's getting more passes than forward. So those of you not seeing it, Bournemouth with the ball midfield. I really like that we're not sitting back. We've almost picked up man, and when the ball comes to a guy, it's immediate pressure. We're not letting anybody turn and do anything. We're challenging every opportunity, and it looks like if a guy comes into your area, then you're manning up. They have a little something on the right side going now. Bournemouth does. They're swinging it around. They had numbers, and it gets picked off. I think that was Jones. Or, yeah. Clears it out. A little panicky. He had plenty of time. He didn't need to put it out of bounds at midfield. Bournemouth still has possession in Wrexham's half here, working it around. Trying coming down the left-hand side, Bournemouth. Bring it back to the middle. Uh-oh. Almost slip one in. Defense is all over the place. Wall full of guys blocked that one down. McLean, I think, got it and cleared it back out. Didn't have much of a chance. They were inside the box and had a wall of Wrexham defenders in front of them. No chance. Again, they're working that left side, trying to get past Barney. Did a nice job blocking it. Yeah, one-on-one. Excellent work. Yeah, great point, Grizz. The defense looks really, really good. I wouldn't have been expecting that they would. It appears to be doing a lot of talking. Their communication is fantastic. Again, we're 21 minutes in, but the defense looks very solid. Wow, they just cleaned out. Was that Marriott that just got his head taken off? Yeah. Yeah, forearm right in the top of the head.
Damn.
Oh.
And I will say, while everybody's doing their thing, a little bit of we're doing our thing. Locals trying to do their thing. A little bit of forgiveness as far as trying to let us work through the kinks. As iFollow's not available. I'm trying to pick up a VPN. I'll end up probably being at like $30 here trying to pick this game up for the last half.
A lot of the Bournemouth players on the sidelines have umbrellas up trying to shade themselves from the sun. They don't know what that looks like. They're not used to seeing that in Wales or England. We're on water break, Sean. You got time.
Well, I'll just take my time, and we'll have to chat here, and I'll do it in the chat to let you know we're trying to get things set up. I'm setting things up with a VPN on my end. Obviously, appreciative of the Brendan being in the US to be able to get this. It's frustrating, and I see Steven's got the frustration going because he wants the refund. I know that there's other people who've been paying for the whole thing and waiting for this. It's just one of those little things. Again, smaller club trying to figure it out, but keep us connected here. Keep us connected. Anyway, I'll pass it over. Go ahead, Brendan. See, we got to do it all by sound. What I will do if you're listening to me is at the halftime, we're going to have to refresh the video thing and the Video Ninja and clear that up. And we'll do that at the half, but carry on. And
yep, they're just heading back out. They're slowly heading back out after the water break. Yeah, I'll disconnect and reconnect. Sure. Yep. Crowd looks lively. Everyone's cheering, standing up. A lot of people standing up and cheering. Stadium's filling in a lot more. I can see people still coming in from the outside. And all the concourse areas are filled with people. And I saw it mentioned in the chat by Vinyl. Yeah, Parky is full sunburn already. Okay, ball's back to Okonkwo. Wow, we got something going. Dalby on the far right. Passes to Cannon. Cannon's got the ball. Oh, bad pass trying to go back to Dalby. They're sprinting the other way. They had a breakout, and O'Connell intercepted it, and one of the forwards from Bournemouth crashed into him, went to the ground. Their stopping play was not a foul. He never touched, Bournemouth player never touched the ball. It was all O'Connell. They got a little tied up after O'Connell got the ball and was running out with it. Certainly not a foul by us. Yeah. O'Connell knocks it away with his upper thigh, and the other player kicks him in the shin and takes a spill. Oh, another long ball. We got the ball in close. Dalby tries a shot. Nothing, gets knocked down. Marriott is in there too. A chip. Oh, I think they fouled. They fouled us there, but no call. McLean's in there. Oh, they grabbed McLean and just threw him to the ground. No call. Very, very well done with that grabbing foul. Pretty slick. Actions, they're passing so quickly, it's hard to do a play-by-play, not being well versed at it. But Wrexham still has the ball. They're swinging it around midfield. Oh, geez, that was bad communication. Dobson just gave it away, I believe. No, that was Jones. I think it was Jones that messed it up. Oh, McLean's gonna clear someone out. That was a little payback. Foul on McLean. He's not gonna yellow card that, is he? Wasn't that bad. He tried to get around and get the ball, but he also run up the back of the guy at the same time. It's going to be a free kick here. Wrexham trying to set up. I don't know. I don't see them setting up the wall much here. It's close enough for a direct kick right at the net here. Seems to be some confusion about who's going to do a wall or not. I don't know. I think they got us outnumbered. They have multiple guys off sides already. I don't know what they're doing. I'm afraid we're going to get if they line those guys up off sides, they're going to be running some sort of pick play. This is going to be see how this goes. Here's the kick now. Oh, he went for it. Went right into Cannon. Now we'll be talking in a very high-pitched voice for... Oh, breakaway for Marriott. Here he comes. And he ends up giving it away. By another defender came over. He beat the first defender, and second defender took it from him pretty easily.
Lee's on tour. He's not playing. I imagine it's a groin injury, and it's still dealing with that. And so just say that. And Deandra, that's absolutely
Cannon is rolling around, still unhappy about
my VPN installation failed. I'm paying. Jeepers. Nothing working.
Yeah, we're going to be a while Cannon thinks about all the children he could have had.
I'll just jump in temporarily. If for those of you, it sounds as though going through the Twitter accounts that Wrexham announced that they weren't iFollow wouldn't work in the US. That's fine. They've got ESPN. I'm hoping in geo-blocking everybody, they didn't geo-block all international people. It sounds like it's working in the UK, although there is one person who's not getting it. What I would really, really like, and I don't know if people aren't able to post it because Stream Elements is eating the link, but if you're watching it on iFollow in the UK or elsewhere around the world, if you wouldn't mind just copying and pasting the exact link into the box, that way we can go into it and see if we've got a geo issue or what the problem is we're not able to load it up. So the UK one looks like iFollow in the UK is up and running. Mark says so away we go.
Another long lob down the right side, cutting back across the middle. Way to come back and steal it. I think it was Jones. Dalby sprinted down. Nothing happening now. Back to Bournemouth. Swing around the back defensively. I think that was twice now that if Marriott was quicker, he could have had goals.
I know Craig
they
is
keep trying that long ball. They're not trying to work it up too much. Bournemouth. They're not getting very far with it. Checking the chat here. Chat's a little quiet. 76 of us. Well, the game has enough action. So.
Well, and I think for those of us that are in the dark, we're just trying to find a way to get the damn game going.
Those of you not watching, the ticker that Sean has is pretty much right. I'm talking about the game. Yeah, I'm at 21:30. So. Yeah, sorry, 32:40 is the time now. Bournemouth working it around again on the right side. Still not getting anything going over there. A lot of great communication going on, a lot of pointing, guys moving really well. Tried to slice it in. O'Connell's out on the wing. Just takes it from him twice. Bully ball just knocks him off the ball and takes it. Dalby with nice coming back and stealing it. Dobson, oh no. Lost it, gave it up. They got the ball in the middle. Flop there by Bournemouth. We got the ball. Dalby's got it. Kicks it out wide to Barney. He has to wait for it. It wasn't a great outlet. Gets it ahead to, who is that? Jones, maybe? No, it was Cannon. Got it out to Cannon. We had to bring it back. There's just the two of them. Hey, Chris is in the house. Nice to see you, Chris.
Chris, I can't watch the game. I feel guilty chatting, but I appreciate the you being here as always. I also appreciate the continued support that you keep providing, and that's awesome. John, thank you for joining. I'm still struggling on my end, but yeah.
Yeah, Grizz, I think we're going to see a lot of players in the second half. I think we're going to see Palmer and Lee and
Deandra. I think you've got it right. Okay, iFollow is working in the UK. We figured that out.
Oh. Keeper had to come out there. We tried the long ball. It was a perfect pass, but not if the goalie's out, not the keeper's comes out. So
I have one person and one person only who's identified that it's working in Canada. So it is possible. I haven't found out how to figure that out yet, and I'm trying to get that person to tell me how they got into it. and I can't. So they haven't got back to any of my tweets. So we will see what happens. We keep going there. And John Hampton, especially, part of the horde. And I love that. Thank you. You can join down below. Subscribe is awesome. Hit the like button.
Glad to have you as part of the horde, John. Oh, Bournemouth player frustrated that he keeps getting bullied by O'Connell and runs up his back on purpose and sends O'Connell flailing to the ground out of bounds.
All right. So the iFollow thing was the Canadian person is using a VPN to access their account. So that's always an option if you're in Canada and you paid for the game and you're not getting access. You can VPN it as well.
Interestingly, they keep showing Rob McElhaney, and he's not up in some fancy box somewhere away from people. He's right down in the mix of all the people walking around, like in the concourse areas, and he's behind one of the two nets. I think it's behind a Conquo. We got the ball, swinging it around. McLean on the far left, cuts it back. Jones chips it up. Dalby was thinking about taking a piece of the keeper, but then they decided not to, and they have the ball now, working their way out from the back.
Good call, Nash. I forgot about Jabison being with Bournemouth. Good old Canadian lad. An up and comer. We'll see what happens. And no, still working on it, Vinyl. I'm trying. My VPN crashed.
John, if you weren't sick of my voice before, now having to listen to the game through me, you're going to be.
While he's just pausing, it's just one of those little frustrations. So I'll just give the update that the UK apparently doesn't have the commentary working, but you're able to get the stream.
McLean gets back, takes it away from him nicely. Thanks, Deandra. I don't feel like I'm doing well, but I'm just trying to keep us afloat. So. Ball swung back around. Conco clears it out again. We'll be ready by Wickham. So Bournemouth has the ball at midfield. Wrexham's practicing their defense here, but I like it. They're not just sitting back; they're challenging. McLean picks it again. Come on, go! McLean sprinting down the far left. Marriott runs ahead, cuts it back inside over to Dalby. Dalby kicks it over to Marriott out front, off Dalby, just missed it. Barney still has it on the far right, over to Cannon. Coming up is Dobson. He gives it to blows the pass into Cannon. Breaking down the far left. Instead of carrying it the whole way, they chip into the long ball from midfield, and they just give it away again. We certainly look far more threatening than they do.
Dalby is Dalbying.
The thing that I think Dalby is a better. I see, Deandra chiming in about Dalby. Dalby had 5 or 6 assists. He seems to do well passing it up when he's in potential goal scoring areas and getting someone a better shot. And usually the pass is decent, but that was not. So.
If there's good news, I'll be drinking next week, Brandon.
Not much to say. Bournemouth just kind of moving it around near half midfield. They're kind of just, Bournemouth looks frustrated. They're looking for guys to move and cut. No one's really doing anything. They're all covered, and they have to keep bringing the ball back. Every time they try to get through the first layer to one of the forwards, one of our guys rushes forward and picks it, and we start going the other way. So they're not showing patience. They're just getting frustrated, lobbing over the top. They're not carrying it all the way in, and we're being aggressive defensively. Looks really good. Yeah, Welshie, I heard Dalby was quite the star in that game. I would say this though, they got 4 of the goals in the second half when that those guys who are not full time football players are they had to deal with the whole first half with one team, and then we came in with a whole new 11 for the second. So I don't know. I think it was probably a little bit easier to abuse them, and I don't know how much we should put forward a guy like Davey standing out or Dalby standing out in the second half of that game. But better than not, right? They did what it was expected.
I'll just add here that I don't know.
Yeah, you guys, Andrew, you're going to be hating the Boston accent. My voice sounds horrible, I know.
2 things, Stephen. Just welcome, and I see the Reborn Wrexham stuff and the love for that. And Sub Reven, any input that you have as to where he played, that would be amazing to end up putting out there for us, as he was provided over to us, and it's a pleasure having you. But would love the Reven Sub Raven update as to the rest of the stuff. Just an update. It appears that it's working for people who purchased the game and not the season subscription, and it's working if the URL that you're going to is wrexhamafc.co.uk videos for those of you who have it who purchased the game. But it may be that you also have to run a VPN. So this is the URL to check to see if it's working for
Reverend will be playing in the second half, Stephen. If you are watching the game, you decide to watch it. We're just coming towards halftime right now. Another 3 minutes or so.
Absolutely welcome here, Casper. As long as you're civil, we welcome all of the input, and it's preseason, so nobody hates anybody right now, right?
So, Bournemouth fan, Casper, welcome. You missed me talking well about Bournemouth earlier. I decided to start following some of the content creators for Bournemouth. They're going to be my Premier League team, I think. Really like the story and want Wrexham to mirror what Bournemouth did. So. Yeah, Revan's a left back. I think they're going to give him a clean, probably a break in the second half, and we'll see Revan. I'm hoping anyway. I'd like to see it full half. I'd guess a Conquo will be out too. I wouldn't expect. I'd expect us to get our new second tier goalie in. Putting pressure on the ball again, Marriott. They had to bring the ball well back again. Bournemouth just really isn't able to get anything going here. Again, I wish if there are any Bournemouth fans like Casper in the chat, if you can tell us how many of your starters are in this first 11 here. What are we looking at? Are we looking at mostly backups? Are we looking at real young kids here? What's the breakdown? Because they seem like not too sharp. They're not familiar with each other. A little disjointed out there, football. says +4, so we're looking at another minute and a half here. Sorry, another 3.5 minutes. Sometimes my brain is not connected to my mouth. Cannon just lost the ball. They're mounting something on the left side here. Little two-man game. We swallow that up. They have to bring it back around defensively. They're back towards midfield again, bringing it all the way back to the right side. They have had no luck over there. They don't want any part of McLean, and O'Connell keeps coming over as backup. Evans, McLean, O'Connell on that side is. They don't have a chance over there. They better work the left. Barney's been holding up really well. Usually I don't think of him as a decent defender, but he's looked very good today. Nice, relaxed knockdown by O'Connell. They clear it out. They almost got Marriott streaking down the right. O'Connell looks really winded. I think that shot to the Nugs earlier took a lot out of him. He doesn't look good. He looks like he's dying for halftime. Almost had another chance there. We put on a good rush. We're a little they're counter striking. They got something going down the right side. They cross it, and it gets cleared out. Evans to Jones here. A little sloppy. Jones gave it up. Wasn't the best pass from Evans. A little slow. And now Bournemouth's settling down, backing it out a little bit. They're overloading. Bournemouth is on the left. A lot of bodies over there, but they keep getting pushed back further. Good, solid defense by Wrexham now. Minute 15 or so left. Oh, who was that? Jones just ran over a Bournemouth player. That counter move down the right-hand side while McLean was trying to rush. It's the only reason why Bournemouth got it. A guy was able to carry it all the way unabated up the right-hand side. A good lead-in pass on Evans's guy, and they were able to cross, but O'Connell was able to stop it. That was Bournemouth's only semi-legitimate chance, and otherwise, and it wasn't much of a chance. And otherwise, Wrexham looked awesome defensively. Great knock ahead by Dalby. He knocks it ahead of the goalie. Oh, goalie came all the way out. He got it around him, but the ball got knocked into the corner. There it is. Cannon with shot. Deflection just right of the goal. I was expecting one of those cannon blasts, and there wasn't a ton on it. Like I said, he looks absolutely wasted. Sorry, Sean. Yes.
I was just going to say, I thought we were getting closer to the half, and I didn't mean to interrupt the chance as I can't see it. When you're finished with the half, just feel free to wrap it up. And then what we'll do is we won't be able, I've got it, the connection. So if you refresh your browser,
it's probably going to be one of the last plays. He's a corner. Oh! Yes, Wrexham up 1-0.
And for the first time,
with a very good corner. I don't know who got the head. Dalby with the header.
I'd play a video, but I don't have a Dalby video. We'll take it. We have to set up all the videos too on the new system anyway. So there's lots of work to be done, but that's awesome, exciting news as everything continues to load up on my phone.
Dalby got up, missed it. Oh no, they owned goal. Dalby got up, kind of blocked it, and Hill headed it in. Yeah.
We'll take own goals. I got no shame, even in preseason. We'll take it 1-0 for the good guys. Good stuff. Love it. That's got to wrap up the half, no? Got to wrap up the half.
Here we go. Halftime.
Hit the refresh button, man.
Yeah,
He's going to be delayed. I'm going to
now it's all to you, Sean. We got half here, and
I'll carry the load.
I'll let you fill the air. There's no way Ken's coming back out. He's spent.
So hit the refresh on the browser. I'll wait for you to pop back in, and then the interim I'll fill in. The frustration of things going on and the hiccups that have been on. I've gone through Twitter. I've downloaded a VPN. I've tried to end up connecting. I'm going to still do that during the half, but we'll carry the ball as we go forward and we figure this all out. Good stuff. And Chris, you're absolutely bonkers, man. I love you for the donations, and I can't thank you enough for supporting the channel because it's awesome. For those of you who don't know, Brendan and I go into the game on Saturday. DeAndre, we'll see you in a little bit. Going to the game on Saturday. I've got you back. Let's just see if you can hear me now.
Yes.
Yay! So we fixed that problem. We've at least fixed this. I was just telling him you're coming to the game on Friday. You're flying in on Friday, flying out Sunday. So we'll be at the Pint for Saturday morning. We'll go, I'm sure, take some time to go and walk around the fan zone that's being set up and take in some of that stuff, take in the game. The UK's got their fireworks stuff that's going on. Friday night, we're going to be at the Cambrian Hall, which is the only dedicated Welsh hall in all of North America. So we're going to be there for that. I'm going to stop the timer here and get all that set up while we're going through that. I do have one ticket for Thursday. Men in Blazers is doing a thing at the Hollywood Theater. It is a front row seat. Parky will be there. Humphrey will be there. If you are in Vancouver and you do not have a ticket and you are interested in going, all you have to do is be the first person to message in the chat that you want to go with me, and you'll go for free. I'll bring you along. Brendan can't take the ticket because he's flying in late, so that'll be the Thursday thing, and we can ask questions and cause all sorts of problems. So that's what I'm saying, Carolyn, is if you've got it, put it in the chat. Let me know that you're interested in it, and we're the Red Horde giving that away for free. That's the benefit of the sponsors and of Chris and the members and the membership money that's being pooled and collected as we're able to do little things like that. While we sit and we wait for now, I'm going to just set up I didn't change it to first half all the way through that.
Yeah. Did you see Casper, who's a Bournemouth fan, connected in, answered back that there's not a lot of first teamers there that were out there?
I expect that, and you're never going to know what you're getting there. We saw the same thing with Man United last year. They didn't play a lot. We ended up eking out a win. Then we played Chelsea. They played a lot of their starters, and they showed their quality. It's preseason, and both teams are wanting to see different players and try different combinations and do their testing, their laboratory experiments before they get into it. So there's nothing that you can take out of the result except for what you see from the players in a friendly and what they're providing to you. And so that's the benefit of it. And that's what I'm looking forward to on Saturday, when I can just watch the game and drink instead of having to worry about all the madness of if iFollow is going to work. I think Wrexham blocked everybody outside of the UK and said, it's on ESPN. It's not. I'm not an American. I don't have ESPN because they're blocking me from doing it because I'm a damn Canadian. So it is what it is. These are the bumps that we talk about. And what I talked about in that tweet, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, I created a maelstrom, and I think it's probably best to address that now. And Brendan, you can feel free to chip in. I think I'm probably up to like over 10,000 views, and a lot of people commenting and thinking that I'm a spoiled child or an international fan. It's interesting to me. I don't think that I came through that tweet negatively. I think I came with things like the ESPN hiccup that we're running today, if it was blocked for everybody and not appreciating that there are fans outside of the US that are also fans of Wrexham, the kit situation and not recognizing that, hey, for me to buy kit, I'm paying 60 quid extra each time I buy a kit because you've released it 3 times. I would rather give the money to the club. The club benefits from that. I'm only going to get two kit instead of 3 kit. Because it's just too expensive. I don't like giving away 180 quid to taxes and shipping when it could have all been included. So it's sort of frustrating. I know other fans that have walked away. And when you're a club that's looking to generate money and generate revenue, because that influences what happens on the field, I think it's worth talking about the off-field stuff that doesn't work. Am I critical of Wrexham? Hell no. I'm here. I'm invested. I'm going to be here. I enjoy this way too much. I enjoy you guys way too much. It's a lot of fun. being a fan. It's all going to be more frustrating this year too, but that's part of being a fan. I've cheered for teams that struggled. I've cheered for teams in success. We've had a good run of it. And so that's a damn good Canadian. I downloaded a VPN. It crashed my computer. So that's in the process. That's just a problem with the installation process, which just happens. And my laptop's still spinning with the blue circle as it says it's 100% complete and telling me not to turn off my computer. But going back to the the Twitter thing, I think the complaints fell into a couple of different camps, and Brennan, you can let me know your thoughts. There were a selection who said, screw the international fans, whether it be because you might get your kit before us, or whether it be because our input's not valid because we've only been fans for 3 years ish, or whatever. It fits into that group. Like it or lump it, that's the belief, and people are entitled to have it. There's those that say it's way better now than it's ever been, so you need to appreciate that. And I appreciate that Alex Hamilton and the nightmare that whole experience was is gone. And the fans rescued the club and were saviors and deserve all of the credit that they should get, because it's amazing that they did. And I'm so thankful because we get to enjoy this ride because of their efforts. That's amazing and that's awesome. It is true that this is the best that the club has ever been since the 70s. That's freaking awesome. Long may it continue. And we're looking to climb the ladder. The frustration is, and the criticism is not meant to be like, I'm going to pull the pin on this thing and run away screaming into the hills. The pin is, you guys are costing yourselves hundreds of thousands of pounds in fans not buying. I was online during the kit purchasing process and talking to people afterwards that were internationals, and I know every single one except for me balked on continuing the process or limited their purchases because of the tax situation and the double duty, and that's all revenue that if you just clean it up, because you control it, Wrexham, you control it, that money then goes into the club and we're willing to spend it, and that's all for the benefit of the club. So I don't know, maybe I've waxed poetic. There were people who were on board. There were some people who think that I sounded like a moaner. It is what it is. Do you have thoughts, Brendan?
Me, yeah. I mean, you're again being Canadian. You're really being nice here. I really felt there was a lot of gatekeeping. Like, unless you're Welsh and you've been following the team for 15 years, you're not allowed to have a criticism, even if it's said in a positive, constructive way. And they were coming at you pretty hard. And, if when you made the comment about it would have been nice if we could get if you're going to the US tour and you're going to be at the place, it would be nice for you to be able to pick up, the new shirts and stuff like that. It would have been really exciting to be able to get them there. And, people joined in and said, if any of you bloody Yanks were able to get a jersey or a kit before me, I would have sold my season tickets, and I would have never watched Wrexham again. And it just seemed an unnecessary amount of hate, and kind of like, it was clear that international fans, specifically Americans, and are tolerated only because they bring in money to the team that allows them to get some stuff done. And yeah, it just kind of struck me as weird. I'm easily shaking off all of the nonsense that comes from haters of Wrexham, but to have other fans of Wrexham be angry because you're pointing out something that isn't going well for international fans. I think that a lot of the Wrexham fans who bring stuff up, it's because we know that the owners in the club watch social media, and this is kind of our way to make them aware of what we're seeing that we're having troubles with, and maybe if we say it, then they'll be able to address it and realize it's an issue. So it's not so much of a complaining and thrashing the team. It's just kind of pointing out, hey guys, you could probably do better here. That's all.
And I think
walk away from it. So
I think Welsh covered that off when he says, he has somebody who actually works for the club, and there's a changing behind the scenes that has to happen. And I get that. And with the kit, They had hiccups last year. They tried a different system. It didn't really work this year. I don't know if anybody's identified for them. Hey, if you're selling internationally, those international fans don't have to pay the UK tax, because we will be paying the tax when it arrives here in duty and in taxes here. I don't care about fixing the roads in Grimsby and my 10 quid going for it. I want my 10 quid to go to Wrexham. And so that's sort of the message that I was out there. It was, I can't comment, let's be fair. I'm new to football. I've been a fan of football for 8 years since I met my wife and been following it. I've been a fan of Wrexham for 3. I'm not exceptionally skilled. I think I'm not a complete moron, but I'm not exceptionally skilled at being able to distinguish the difference between a 3-5-2 and a 4-4-2 diamond, and why you're going to end up playing it over into the corners on a 3-5-2, and that's how you attack it. I get that from reading it, but it's not intuitive to me. I'm learning. But when it comes to off-field stuff and sports governance, I think, and regulations, that's what I do for a living. I think I have some knowledge there and can provide some, hopefully, assistance. That's where the intent was. That's where the heart was. I will be addressing all of those. Some people were telling me to shut up and stop digging. And I was like, but I'm not digging a hole. I'm just explaining things. So in any event, I do think that we are looking for a striker, George, and changes I do anticipate are gonna come. I hope that they reach out. This is akin to when things happened with the National League not streaming, and there was pressure online, and I actually had the National League chairman give me a phone call and say, like, what does this look like, and what do you need, and what are you hoping for? And it would be advantageous, I think, for Wrexham AFC to reach out to some of the fans and say, what are some of the experiences that you get as a Wrexham AFC fan on your end that we can buffer up? And I can say duty and paying taxes and being able to group shipping. If you said to me at the end of the season, do you want all 3 jerseys, all 3 kits? And I would be like, yep, package them all together. Here's my money. You have my money. It's done. You've secured it. And it's not going to the government when it comes, or, well, a portion of it will, but 1/3 instead of 3 times the amount. And it's glorious. And the club benefits, and then the fan experience benefits, the players benefit, everybody benefits. And so that's 5 minutes of going back and forth. I'll not get back. Not everybody's a fan of talking about this stuff, but I felt the need to get my apology out there and do all of that. Talking about the game itself, I've got Express, I'm hoping, loading up, and then I'm going to download the game. So I'm hoping I can join you at some point for there. Yeah. Pat Bucci, I appreciate it.
Subscribing, Jamie and Hugh.
And yes, Jamie, Hugh, thank you for hitting the membership button. The subscriber buttons are up to 2012, so we're gaining on that front. And so hopefully you guys are there. The Who Are You series still in the works and still being planned. I'm trying to do them live, and I'm thinking how it's going to work is it'll be a couple of days before, and I'm going to just do a live thing. It may not be as pretty and as polished, but it'll have the content. So I hope that you guys are okay with that as a process. It just speeds things up a little bit. There will be some missteps and some misspoken words, but it will be the byproduct of being live. And if you want to join me live so that you can contribute in the chat, that's how we will bust that out for the purpose of the season. So I'm excited about doing that.
I'm excited, Sean, that we have an insider in the chat with Welchie there.
Yeah, well, stay on board. And it's like I said, it's not that we need an insider and we're trying to influence things. And in our favor. It's just, this is stuff that I think benefits everybody, and more importantly, benefits the club. And I'm all for that. We're waiting on information on the Category 3 stuff and the academy that'll be coming out in short order. That, to me, out of more than anything else, and I know the Ogonko signing was massive and unexpected, and I will take it and I will celebrate. But the Category 3 academy status is the biggest thing for the long-term sustainability of the club. It's going to create jobs within the region. It's going to create funding for that school. It's going to create opportunities for the youth coming forward. And more importantly, those kids are going to be able to sign their school kid contracts, work their way through, see if they can make it. And if they can, they might play for the club. And if they are close, they may end up being sold off for money for the club. It's opportunities for everybody, and not just Wrexham area, but North Wales. And that is freaking awesome. Awesome stuff. And yeah, and it's an adjustment for everybody. And I get this, Mark, having conversations with some of the podcasters and stuff like that. There's a realization that I still have to have is, for you guys, you're in a small city in North Wales. and you're now dealing with a global phenomenon, and people intrigued and poking and asking questions, and a different focus of North American athletes and interested in stats, and all of a sudden the focus and the interest shifts everybody's sort of dimension, and everybody's got to figure it out. There's going to be growing pains, and from our perspective, my perspective, how do we get through those growing pains and make Wrexham into a juggernaut, and take my money and let's go. That's where it's at.
Here we go, Sean. We're about ready to start.
Hey, Starkey, I am a shit starter. And
just start, Sean.
Do your thing. You take over and you do the broadcast. And
Yeah,
I'm going to try and
start
get
the clock. We're at 45:10.
45:10. You tell me when we are at 45:20 if you can. Well, hold on. 25. Yeah. 45:25, and we'll mark it.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Here we go. Brendan's carrying the play-by-play. I'm trying to find a feed, and away we go. Brendan.
Yes. By the way, great to have. We have a new. One of the better things. I like hearing people from countries we haven't had, Sean, and that's why you have the chart behind you, marking it all off. Everyone that joins us, but the having another person from inside Wrexham, old-timey fans that have been with the club for a long time. It's amazing to me that they would be interested in hanging out with a bunch of noobs like us from across the pond watching the game. So, it's really cool to have Rob here. And I also love, that we have these fans from the other team and that everyone can come to the chat. And I know it's a friendly, and get along. So that's what I really like about this group, is that it's not unnecessarily feisty, and that everyone wants the best. Barney down the right side, great cross. Oh, there was no one really on the other end for Barney to connect to. He's trying to get to Marriott. There are too many bodies in the way for the ball to get there. It looks like Dobson stepped up. Nice pass into Marriott. Tough angle. Puts it on the goalie, on the keeper. Keeper had to pick it up. Easy play, but at least you kept him active.
And no massive changes, everybody's saying, which means the tradition of Parky not making changes till at least the 65 minutes holds true. Chris, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. You've had the whole season. Thanks for doing this, as the chat's going to go nuts. Everybody's getting a free membership. And so thanks, Chris. Thank you, man.
Barney made a little mistake clearing it out. We're pretty good, though. Problem solved. We get the ball coming down the right-hand side. Cannon with it. No one's really pressing for Wrexham, so he sends it back and resets. Sorry to cut you off there, Sean.
No, Vinyl's just saying.
I know it's hard with Chris splashing around in the chat there.
So it's good stuff. No, if you didn't have a membership before, now a lot of you have them. If you don't have them, you can click up at the top where the memberships are, and you can turn on to receive a gift subscription. And if somebody does that, they can give it to you, or you can hit join and become a member. Carry on with the play-by-play, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris makes the chat lively. That's for sure. The game can't get boring when Chris is in. Bournemouth with the ball. We've actually fallen quite a ways back. They're on the left side. Coming back across the middle, they take a shot, gets easily blocked by O'Connell, which is great. McLean with the ball. Oh, centers it back. I think he meant to go long down the far side and ended up bringing it back into the middle where Bournemouth was. Long cross by Bournemouth right to Okonkwo. Easy play. Wasn't a test at all. Wasn't near anybody. Okonkwo's just letting everyone settle. Rolls it out. Evans with the ball, bringing it up. Passing it around. Clearwith back to Okonkwo. Bournemouth trying to put some pressure. They have many guys up. Just chipped it over the top. A little back and forth trading the ball. We've got it now. Dobson's trying to bring it up. Tried to lead Marriott there. Didn't work. McLean with the ball now. Jones playing it back. O'Connell's looking. Decides to just pass it around to Barney, who slices it deep. Gives a nice lead pass. Dalby's with the ball. Far right, one-on-one. trying to make some moves, decides to hold it up, bring it back, swings it to Cannon, over to Dobson, and Jones gives it away. Did not look good there. Bournemouth on the rush. They had 3 guys against 3 defenders. We were all clumped up. Not looking good. Bournemouth tries to chip it over, and again, O'Connell comes in and knocks it away pretty easily. Trying to read some of the chat here. Corner for Bournemouth. A lot of nothing. Wrexham gets the ball, brings it out. Cannon with it in the middle. Being heavily pressured, brings it back. Barney's got the ball. Looks like they might have had a whistle. Yeah. Ball's going to go back to Okonkwo on a foul. Or Cleworth, I guess, is going to take it. Everyone using the time to take a nice break here.
I'm using the time to try to connect, and I bought the VPN, and I can't get past this watch live video now, buy video pass on either site. It's like you had to do it all in advance. Maybe if I hit match passes. Ooh.
Long ball by Okonkwo, doesn't connect. Doing a little boxing out. We weren't able to get a hold of it. Barney tried to steal it, didn't happen. Dobson stymies their rush. They had to circle back around. Bournemouth with the ball. Again, trying a long ball down the right side. O'Connell goes over and just takes it easily. Passes up to McLean, back to O'Connell, back and forth. Tried to get something going. Dobson now has the ball. He tries deep down the left to Marriott, does not connect. Bournemouth has it midfield. They're now, Bournemouth now coming down the left, attacking Barney. Tried to cross, great defense by Barney, and it's going to cause a corner, unfortunately. Really, they played those long balls to the wingers, huh? Instead of playing from the back. I mean, Casper, how effective is it? Like, all we heard when we were going into League Two is Wrexham won't be able to do anything. All they do is play hoofball. All they do is play it deep down the wings and cross and score out of that. That's, you know, that's National League ball. You'll never get anywhere playing like that. You know, you're in for a rude awakening. Oh, no. So, goal just given up on the corner. It looks like O'Connor got pulled down. They were able to slice it over to the only other Bournemouth guy in the box, basically, who was able to knock it off the post and in. And he was being defended well. This is very fluky. Clear out. Bicycle kick. Somehow makes it over to a Bournemouth defender who dives. Incredible connection to header that he puts off the far left post, and Okonkwo didn't have a chance. That, I take it back. That wasn't fluky or luck. That's just tremendous skill. A great blast this time coming down the right-hand side for Bournemouth, and Okonkwo, with his long reach and big mitts, was able to handle that solidly. But that was a pretty good chance there. Bournemouth now starting to look the part of a Premier League team. They just sliced one across the left. Arnie well out of position. They sliced it back, and somehow Okonkwo dives back. That probably should have been a goal right there. They got to find some some reason to take a break, settle this thing down. Bournemouth definitely has all the momentum right now. Barney was way out of place. They're really they scored with the chip coming from the left-hand side. They're making all their runs down the left-hand side. As much as I like Barney going forward, and he's been playing good D today. This is my biggest fear, that defensively he won't hold up in the higher ranks. But I'm glad he's getting tested by high-quality people, because this is the only way you're going to learn. So pressure by Bournemouth again. They're trying to pick on Barney. They slice it over. He defends it pretty well there on the cross. Another shot. Oh, good save. Again, all these shots and everything are working from the left-hand side. The defense has to adjust and help out, and they're getting the
good news, bad news
from there.
Good news, bad news. I've got the stream. I'm now listening to it, but I'm now at 53 minutes, so I'm 2 minutes behind you based on the Bournemouth stream, and I'm not going to mess around with it. So the options is we can just slow down, and I can carry it from here and just give the play-by-play and join in. If you're able to back yours up, Brendan, to the 53-20-minute mark or 53-minute 20-second mark, we can join in and do this together.
However you want to do it, you let me know what's what.
Well, let's do that, and I wouldn't mind jumping in and giving a little bit of. I've been itching for a whole off season to be able to do this, so I want to jump in. So let's do that. So for everybody that's following along, you're going to get a little bit of delay here, as I'm going to hit the stop clock. Don't mind that. If you're ahead, I'll keep you updated as to where we're at, and then we'll join at 56 minutes, and then no spoilers, and away we go, and I get to jump in, and yay! So 53-50 is where we're at right now.
Yeah, can you just set the game clock on the stream, and I'll mirror that.
Perfect. So I will do that starting right now. Just let me. And it sounds like it's going to be the same broadcaster. So I'll set it at 54:30, and I'll follow. It's going to be 20 seconds away. And I won't have necessarily all of the backstory and everything, but for those of you who aren't watching, Bournemouth coming in on the left-hand side, right to left, into the 18-yard box, crosses, and diving left, lunging left, low. Ogonko able to pull that one up and wipe the sweat and the sun from his eyes. It is a hot day. You can tell that already, as Brendan was identifying early. 54:30. Did I fail to hit the start button there and getting overexcited? We'll get us there. 54:42. So let's go to 54:50 and hit the set button right about now if you want to match up. Bournemouth has to be cooking in those black kits while we're in the red and the whites. I'm curious to see how the turn up is in Vancouver. Is the lower bowl is going to be entirely full for that game against the Whitecaps? It seems to be the premier option for the two of them, and I will bring up the chat as finally I get to go in. How did I get this? I had to get a VPN, and I had to connect to Bournemouth to be able to connect with it. As Bournemouth comes in again, 18-yard box, and bounced off the chest and out 32 yards out, 18-yard box. There's a cross, and another save. Ogonko, not as secure, but lunging over to the left-hand side, able to secure it and go down. A couple of lazy defender, leaving too much space from the back line coming forward, and in that around 18, 25-yard box, Bournemouth able to do what they're able to do. I'm back, for those of you that are happy to see me. That's the thing, Rob, you've identified as just about having Ogonko, and is he's going to be one of the top three shot blockers in League One, and he gives you a chance to win every game. You have the defense in front of him, you have him in behind, you're in the game. Now the question only becomes, can our midfield connect with our front? Are we going to have a new body up there to help? And is Marriott going to have a season? I hope he does, and if he does, we're in good stead. To me, Evans, Rev, and Marriott sort of define how our season goes in large measure, because the rest have confidence in them. They're going to have to control and find a place. And so if that all happens, away we go. 18-yard box, right-hand side, Bournemouth working with it. And sorry, don't have their roster up, so I'm not going to be able to pull exactly who everybody is. Marriott, turnover, pulled down. going to get a free kick out of that one just onside our midfield stripe, and that is the buzzsaw. The nice thing I like about Marriott and Mullen, call them M&Ms if you want to. I don't care who the peanut is and who the original is. Mullet and Marion work their butts off away from the ball, and it's nice to see strikers who aren't just sitting up hoping, expecting, and waiting on good news and somebody to serve them. And they earned an extra free kick there. Long ball, left side. O'Connell gets it up there, but it's Dalby headed it back, but got too much contact. It's going to be a free kick the other way, and the ref says, hey, pull it back. Pull Sean Dalby in or out of our first team. Got it. Let me serve that one up for you in a second here. Let's make a poll. Is Dalby in the 22-man roster? Yes, no, and finally, depends if we add a new striker. Chris, you absolute beauty. The chat's going to go nuts again. Absolute madness. Everybody's getting sponsorships and memberships, and I appreciate you, Chris. Buck a piece for anybody who wants them, and it's just a way to contribute, and I appreciate the fact that you're there. And here we go, start the poll on top of that. So much is going on away from it. On the pitch, Bournemouth just inside their midfield stripe, control, center, crossing it back the center line, and they've got it now with their right back over down to the right-hand side. The chase is on, 35 yards out, still working it down the right-hand side. Christie draws it back, and they bring it all the way back to the midfield stripe, and Marriott's on the chase, not able to get there, and it's turned into the midfield stripe, and there is a turnover, and it goes to Marriott, and he gets, a stumble bumble. Quasi tried to draw a foul, and anyway turns it over, and Bournemouth spins it the other way down the right-hand side, and that is a tackle. Who gets the credit for that one? I need to see your number. Let me bring up the roster here. So I can. Is that McLean over on the left-hand side? An exceptional little tackle there, as that's now looped up over, and it's going to go too far. And Ogonko is going to get it for the goal kick. I'd like to see that tackle again. That was delicious. Won't get sunburn in because that stadium's inside. It will be controlled, and that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to. The thing about Dalby that I try to let's put somewhat of a positive spin on it is that he's still 24, right? He's got all of the work rate, and he's fine defensively. Chris is a legend, Deandra, an absolute legend. The thing about him that if he can find a way to finish and some loan, that would be exceptional. So, Casper, a pleasure to have you here at Bournemouth with it again. Everything they seem to build, at least in the 5 minutes I've been watching, has exclusively been down their right side. Everything. And here they come with a switch finally over onto the left-hand side. Barney over there, way too far. And to be fair, every mess that they've had that's gone out of play has been down the left side. Should have blocked this. That's on me. If you're getting me a little choppy, that's on my issue. And this is why we're giving the controls to Brendan eventually for the controls, is it will improve the quality of the production. I anticipate the roof will be open. We've been dealing with a heat wave. It should be a glorious day. I think people will be surprised. It's a World Cup stadium for a reason. It's an old girl. It's a cavernous girl. It's going to be hard to get loud in it. But it's a lot of fun. Could have been a handball there. It looked like it came awkwardly off of his shoulder there for Bournemouth, but finally they've got control. It's been possession predominantly for Bournemouth since I've logged on here, all the way back to their keeper, and they'll settle it down, and away we go. How many more polls signing this window? I can add that one. 0, 1, 2, or 3 plus. I think that there's only room for 2. I mean, you've got a 22-man roster. You've got the players that are there. EOC needs somebody to support him as a center back in the back there. And I don't know who that is right now. I don't think you're putting Lewis over there. I don't think you're putting Max in there. Maybe Evans as a fill-in. But I think you'd want somebody there full-time. And obviously somebody up front. Bournemouth with it, right-hand side.
Woody asked for a poll about how many more people coming in. I think you could see a couple come in if they're going to be utilizing under 21-year-olds. they might look for two, like one real top shelf player and then a 19-year-old or so, 20, 21-year-old, whatever. But that's going to cost some money. I hope they're willing to spend it.
Yeah. Question from Craig. So just on the pitch, for those of you that are listening, EOC has it, hoofing it down the pitch, headed back, and there's a mad scramble. Bournemouth able to collect it. Yes, they are 40 yards out, and they're going to spin it over. Guess which side they're coming down? The right. McLean out to challenge. Looking forward. I always find these camera angles so far away at these larger stadiums. A nice little dance there.
Yeah, Craig, for the Whitecaps game, if anyone's watching the game, Sean got us front row seats right behind the Wrexham bench. You're going to see that beautiful flag, and you're going to see two idiots dressed in the loudest clothes possible, screaming their heads off, and that will be Sean and myself. We
Hopefully
have
not by yourselves.
Outfits picked out and everything. So,
and if you want to watch that, we're going to have a live stream from the Pint that will be running concurrently and all the way through. And then the plan is that the local pundit is going to do a simulcast, so you can watch local pundit or on the Red Horde, watch on either one. But it'll be the local pundit Josh will be in it, I suspect. And we've got I see that the mass subs all lined up. Hey Andrew, it's a pleasure having you. And so, the live feed will be there. I've got lapel pins so that we can do the interview. Bournemouth over on the left-hand side, just 35 yards out, just kind of kicking the ball about, and Wrexham just waiting for them to do something. Into the 18-yard box, right in the middle, left out there for a hammer, and woo, beautiful block, diving out and got that one up there. I believe, was that Marriott?
Yeah, so Sean's talking about getting interviews with Wayne from the Turf, potentially. The guys from Andrew Gulpin and Tim from Fearless and Devotion, Rich and Nathan from Rob Ryan Red, and several other well-known people from Wales and Wrexham. So hoping to get all of them. Going to jump them while they're drinking beers, buy them a beer, then push them over in front of the live feed and ask them some questions. So,
Chris, I thank you for another run of sponsors for everybody that's here. There is Michael B. Jordan's on the screen, by the way. The Bournemouth partial minority owner is there and in the stands. And so that's Chris, you're a gentleman and a scholar, and I thank you so much for that and greatly appreciate it. As we're at the water break at the 65th minute mark, as I've logged in the last 10 minutes, I'm going to be completely honest, we've looked tired. And Bournemouth has had to push out. And we're going to end up seeing a complete different. I see Harry Ashfield coming in, Fletcher's coming in. Curious to see what Harry's going to end up having. Those young guys, Rainbird himself, Dean, and what they're going to bring. I suspect that they're going to be in the reserves. The reserves play on Friday, by the way. Normally it was Saturday before the game, and now they're on Fridays. For those of you who want to follow that competition, added a little bit more details to them. The Wrexham website added more details about the reserves, which I think is nice. I appreciate that they are kids, and there's a belief with some that I've talked to that are over in Wales that say they're kids and we should shelter them a little bit, let them do their development, and we don't want too much. To me, at that 17 age, 18, 19 years of age, they're ready to make the transition. A little bit of interest isn't going to be harmful. I do agree that the U15s, now that we've got the Academy 3, the U9s should be left alone.
Jay Johnson for joining us. And Craig, if you're going to be at the Vancouver match, try to flag Sean and I down. You'll see us. We're going to be making a spectacle out of ourselves. So make sure you say hi. We'll look for your sign and everything.
Yeah, we should find a way. Do I create a Facebook group? Long ball in, Wrexham first opportunity for an attack with all of their new subs that just came in there, and I believe that's Harry. Is that Harry? Nope. I'm gonna have to bring up my cheat sheet to get all the names that just came in because I missed all of the subs.
Yeah.
Because they all came in order, and it's been a while since I've had to worry about this. As Fletcher had a chance, and JJ just
Scottish gods in. That's all that matters. There's Revan.
Yeah, that's the one. A little bit low on the bicep. His big, huge bicep
down that left side, just like we thought.
And that's what I expect.
Oh,
are you at the 68 minute mark coming up and bang?
Bolton won a corner, I think. Yeah, he looks quick.
I've got a player down on the floor. I don't know if I'm at 68-15. Did I get a massive bump here? Did they skip me
you're
forward?
ahead of me, yeah. I don't know how you got ahead of me. All right,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to my telescore. They've just all of a sudden ripped me forward. All of a sudden I must have buffered.
You are. I
must have buffered. And we continue.
What are you seeing for time?
68-38. I've got it up on the list, and that's accurate as it's ticking through here. And I'm going to bring my cheat sheet forward. So JJ's out there over on the right-hand side. We've got Bolton's over on the right. Somebody, whoever's wearing number 3. Did Max change numbers? I don't know exactly who that is wearing number 3, and don't have the list from the starting lineup. Doesn't list it, so can't help with that. I can take off the roster.
Craig, we'll definitely figure out something for all of us to meet up. Realize that the party Sean's throwing at the pint that we're doing is before the match.
Long ball, right-hand side.
Stay right up to kickoff, but we're going to be over there quite a while, so it's not like we're going to be hanging.
Fletcher, right cross, ball's right there, knocks it down. Oh, he kicked it inside, and there's another opportunity, and just missed. That was Anthony Ford as it pops out to him right in front of the box.
Anthony, come on.
Had 2 opportunities, actually. The first opportunity that came through, beautiful ball that's right there. And he did intentionally draw it backwards. Marriott actually drew that back. I thought that was a deflection that came back to Ford, but instead that was actually set up by Marriott. So an amazing finish there. Ford had net both sides. Pick one, take a corner and go for it. Drives it forward.
Zero reason not to get a stronger foot on that. I mean, come on.
So let's talk about the 2 players that are under the most amount of stress in the month of August. I'm going to vote that they're between Ford and Marriott. And I say that because Mullen's out, Marriott's going to be asked to be the guy. And if he's not, that's not going to look forward going forward. Think of Billy Waters, think of Dalby, think of Bickerstaff, think of all those people who last year had the opportunity and didn't make anything of it. So he's one of them. The other one is Ford. Why? Because he's got Bolton and Barnett ahead of him. 22-man squad. Can you carry 3 right wing backs?
No,
I like Ford for his defensive prowess, and that he's different than the 2 of them, but I don't think he ekes something out unless he can show something offensively, and ick is what that was for his hopes in trying to eke a way into the 22-man lineup. I hope he can do it because I don't know who he'd supplant, but it would be Burton's in goal. Thank you for that. Good D from Revan there. Excuse me. Right-footed in swinger up in the air. Burton knocks it away. Ashfield, the young lad, gets it up nicely, drawn in, gets it over to Anthony Ford, who's not really playing on the right side. Is he getting tested in the midfield here? He would be, because Bolton's over on the right, and maybe that's Parky seeing writings on the wall. We're not going to get
playing
Ford on
midfield
right side. So he's playing midfield over on that.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's maybe an indication of where he's at with Ford, is saying, look, you've got 2 guys in front of him, and it's going to be hard to supplant them. So that's where it is. 22 players is the roster that has to be decided on at the end of September, as Revan's got his Manny's one-on-one, and it's flicked up over far post too far. So 22-man roster doesn't include anyone under the age of 20. Oh, God, off the top of my head, 23 or 21? 21. I think it's 21. Or keepers. So 22 outfield players. Is what you have to have on your roster, and they have to carry you through to the January window. So you're given until the end of the September window, the summer window, to figure that out. So there will be games that happen.
Is Revan young enough? He doesn't count, right?
Revan doesn't count, I don't believe. But I haven't gone through the list yet, and that's something that I'm going to end up doing. Thanks, Welsh. See, that's why I have experienced veterans. I don't see who has the armband right now. I'll keep an eye out for that one for you. The pint is U19 friendly, but there are going to be a lot of people there, and it is going to be cramped. because they had that flood downstairs. We're all going to be upstairs, so we'll be pretty tight. But they're bringing in extra staff, extra security, and they're ready for us. So I said, I don't think you need the security. We're all going to have a good time. But Revan doesn't count. Yeah, that's what I believe. And so, I mean, as to our 21-year-olds that won't count, it's all 3 that signed with the academy. Max, I think, does count this year, though, because he's an August 9 born. And so.
Nice chip ahead. Bolt, come on, get on
nice
it. Get on
chip.
it. You go. You're on side.
Moving
go
forward, on side, running forward. Ball's too far. I don't think Bolton thought it was going to land there. Plus, who knows the heat? He took his time, and now he's around the corner and he got caught up. He ran out of it. All that effort and all that running. If he would have put his head down early when Brendan was yelling, "Go, go, go." If Brendan had a FIFA controller right now, he'd be mashing the speed up button to get him going. I think he thought that was going to go out. By the time he got on his horse, the defender was able to close on him. A little frustrating there. I'll have another look.
He could have cut across and kept him on his back, and
I get it. Free kick here. Aaron James playing the right side of our 3 center backs. Elliot Lee sitting next to Billy Waters.
Shirt? Do you see the Betty Boop?
I see that. That Betty Buzz, that's the warm-up gig. That's the warm-up kit. Not the black and gold one. That's the red and white, and it's sexy. It's different. I like it. 18-yard box. Bournemouth looking for a right. Gets it up over top, and missed by about a foot and a half the other side, and here comes the other side. Far post from the left. It's headed up into the air. Boyle up to go and get it. Gets wiped out. Free kick to us. He got undercut, but was able to land on his feet there. And apologies to the Bournemouth fans. I didn't pull up their roster or lineup because I wasn't going to prepare for God knows who was going to put them there. But that right-footed cross was dangerous because Burton climbed the ladder to try and get there. And if he missed it, it would have been in the corner of the net. Solanke. Is that who it was? Number 9 with that right footer. That would have been a pretty goal. Yeah, Fletch has the green armband. Bournemouth with it, midfield stripe, advancing it forward, left-hand side. Dancing all the way through from the midfield stripe all to the 18-yard box, gets it over to the left-hand side. It's going to be a cross, flat, right 18 yards, hammered. And that was Revan with the block. It was either Revan or Ashfield, but I believe it was Revan who actually ended up getting the contact with it. And this is why we love the chat, is everybody's able to pitch in and contribute and to put their stuff forward. And Ashfield, reckless abandon to head that one away, as it still continues to be since I signed up. Brendan, if this is a sign, you might be doing the play-by-play throughout the entire season if we're better when you're doing it and the team ends up losing possession when I'm with it. Move forward, nice little play to open up and let that go past, but not able to go and save that. Harry Ashfield, a nice little insight, though, to let that ball run past him and go and try and rescue it rather than take it. Well done.
I think we'd lose a lot of subscribers if we went to that method, Sean.
Aaron James with a nice defensive play ends up nicking it. It's with Bolton over on the right-hand side. I always get Bolton and Marriott mixed up. I hope they make those 17 and 11 a little bit more defined. It's hard to tell sometimes other than position. Palmer, right-hand side, looking for a cross, gets it in. Nobody up there, and so easily knocked down and controlled by the center back. He's got some insight. Okay, how many more signings? Let's bring that up as I do this, as we've got the answer to the previous poll.
I've heard a lot of great things that Procky's really excited about Ashfield. That they're being mentioned in the chat. Our insider. So,
come on, Mr. Driver, go to the right area.
The nice thing is he wouldn't count on our roster either, right? So.
And the poll, and then
that's also why they had to bring these guys in. Like Fletcher right there couldn't bring the pressure coming back.
Chris,
he won't make it if he's doing that.
Chris, another 20. I love you, man. It's a preseason game. You can slow down and do and get everything. I guess we're just getting primed for the season, right? And that's how it's going to work.
We're going to have to add Chris's
the
name.
Forearm shiv there.
The Red Horde, funded by Chris.
I love the fact that James, is that James cut his hair? Who's wearing number 3? Oh, that was Lewis over on the right-hand side. No, that wasn't Lewis on the right-hand side. Lewis is wearing number... Turn around, sir. Yeah, I missed it. Okay, how many more signings?
I was wondering who that guy was at playing forward that couldn't get forward because he's too slow. It was Palmer.
1 to 2. I can add 1, 2, or 3 plus.
It looks like Palmer and Fletcher are like, no, coach, you don't have to put me in this game. It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot. Thumped forward, 25 yards out, bumped in the air. Nobody's there, but the ball comes loose. Ford tries to nick it. Nah, he can't do it. And it's spun the other way. Bournemouth with it tries to get it forward, and it's going to get knocked down. Midfield stripe. Ashfield, nice control. You know what? I'm impressed. Every time he's had the ball under pressure with his feet, not able to control possession, let it go by him and have the opportunity to go and chase it. He's had the right election has been made on multiple occasions, and he's doing things that I can't even imagine would be the move that he would make, while I've got the benefit of seeing the entire field. And guess who? Ashfield nicks it away, tries to get it up over top, 18-yard box. It's there for Revan. Revan and Ashfield gets cuddling, and Revan nicks the ball off Ashfield, and he's at 18-yard box, flips it up. Oof, good cross, but just headed away from Palmer.
Chris, is there any chance Chris would be in Vancouver? We could make sure that he never has to buy a drink while he's there.
I will be ready to spend beers on Chris if you can make your way over. And the only thing about this whole process is controlling the chat with everything else. This is why the production, we're trying to move things over. And so I apologize if I'm not getting you in stream as much as I would like. That's on me adjusting here and figuring it out. So
how do you guys like the cards? I think they look pretty sweet. The
player
cards and statistics. Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping over the course of the year, those will keep getting updated. And it gives, for the opposing team too, I'll have them running afterwards so you get some insight as to the quality of the player that's there. I just don't know the defensive players. It's kind of unfair to be only listing goals and assists. And can you see them well enough? All that sort of stuff. Let us know. Bolton with it, right-hand side, draws it all the way back.
Nice play by Revan. Looking good there.
No, I've got number 3 here who settled this down, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly who that is. That's not Lewis Brunt because his hair's not curly.
Palmer, you got to move a little bit, dude.
Boyle runs it all the way forward and gets it on up.
Found his camping site.
Palmer trying to get it, and they're throwing it up and saying that that's offside. I didn't see that. McElhenney. He's on screen, by the way. Oh, I don't have a song for Michael B. Jordan. Boo. Is that what I do? Owners of the other club, do I boo them? Tried to draw it back to Bournemouth, couldn't do it. And here's Ashfield just dancing in the midfield, gets past the guy twice, draws it back, and gets it to Boyle. Well done. Sign them. Oh, wait, we signed them.
I don't know how you're going to keep Revan off the field if he's as, technical as he looks.
Oh, Fletcher tried. He grabbed a Bournemouth player at the midfield stripe to try and get around him, and instead he ended up giving him a bit of a forearm shiv to the schnoz. So it's going to be a free kick for Bournemouth as Christie's wiping the nose a little bit. Did I jump again? I did jump again.
What are you at?
83 minutes now.
Jeez, you keep sneakily jumping way ahead.
I'm not doing a damn thing on my end. I'm missing the whole. We're missing big segments of the game here. As long as I don't jump past the. It's fascinating to me. I'm not doing a bloody thing. I could draw it back, I guess, but I don't know when I jumped forward because you were talking and I was all confused.
Oh yeah, all my fault. Okay, Sean.
Hey. But you can now watch, if you don't fast forward, the Harry Ashfield midfield display that was happening there. As he's got another display here, 3 guys. I'm up to date with the timer, 83, 54 and climbing. And it knocked back. Fletcher and Palmer staring at the center backs as they're building from 30 yards away from their goal. Coming down the left-hand side towards Bolton, decides to say, no, we're going to go with the switch. We like the Ashfield and the Revan side. So here they come midfield stripe. Bournemouth with possession. shape's been good. The form has been good. We've no real missteps by anybody that I've seen in the time that I've been on here, except for maybe Anthony could have done something better with that kick. As they're finally advancing forward now, 35 yards out, 30 yards out, right-hand side. Ashfield's standing in front of them. Shape still looks great. Everybody's there. And so they're going to draw it back and try to switch over to the left-hand side. They pause it, bring it over to the right again. Revan out there, challenging Ashfield in support. Revan not able to get the tackle as it just sneaks by. And that's going to be four. No, is that JJ? And it's nicked. 2-on-1 building. Fletcher busting his butt down the right. Palmer on the left. And it's advanced forward, and Fletcher doesn't have the wheels to get to that, as that's a horrible forward ball. Yuck. Palmer just gives him the apology there. Oops, I'm sorry, as that wasn't the prettiest of passes from Ollie. Right idea. Palmer had a bit of a step and it slowed him down. And so he had to, is that flag staying down on that? Oh, great save, Burton. Boyle got caught out there. I thought that could have been offside, but as it was, maybe just the time to run appropriately and have to go back and see the replay if that ended up going in, but it doesn't matter because Burton shut the door on an opportunity by going low on the short side. Solanke was the one who beat Boyle there and timed that one. It looks like, or sounds like, and that one.
I did notice that once you take away their walkers, Palmer and Fletcher can really get going.
I'd like to see that replay again, because if he was back about 4 feet, what he was doing was he was just trying to lead him enough to be able to run through and power the ball out, right? But he got it too close to the keeper, too far to the right-hand side, and away it went. And
I don't. The thing is, you don't have to be that particular with Fletcher. He can play. He can one-time it in the air. He can gather it quick. He doesn't have a hard first touch. He's way too skilled. You just got to get in his area. You can't do that. Like, maybe you want to make a perfect pass for Dalby or something, but you don't need that for him. Like, just get it over there and let him go to work. He had no one near him. He had plenty of time to gather it.
And thank you for that, by the way, on the Jeff, on identifying that it's him. As we come in, the flag does go up at the end. But that was Ollie Palmer sneaking in over on the right-hand side. Ended up getting the ball and took a shot, and the keeper was able to get down and make a nice save, but then the flag went up after the save. And so, yes, Chris's generosity is absolutely amazing. I'm appreciative for it. And the nice thing about the money that's coming in, I'm not looking to get loaded off of this sort of stuff. I'm just giving you guys a platform and trying to make giveaways and do things as that stuff comes in. So that's the joy of being a member and showing your support, is it's all going back to the community. And Brendan's going to be a beneficiary of some of that this time, because the ticket that he's coming to is for him. And I didn't get anybody who took me up on the offer for the ticket to the Men in Blazers thing at the Hollywood Theater. If I missed that, you'll have to remind me. And if I miss it all entirely, message me off on Twitter or otherwise. I will happily give that to a Red Horde subscriber member, and you can come and sit in the front row and watch Parky and Humphrey do their thing with Men in Blazers. Flop counter gets a bump.
Nice.
And the flop counter is coming back with a whole bunch of extra stats, W&G, the out-of-town scoreboard, all that sort of stuff. It's being worked on. I don't know. The developers are tied up. Ooh, nice little free kick, and they went to the far post, but it went too far and over everybody. And so stay with us over the season as those improvements happen. I've seen how they're setting it up. I just know the developers are whacked with a bunch of stuff, and they're giving me a discount, a substantial discount. And so I'm not going to complain when they're doing it in their free time. The things you can get for a case of beer.
Sponsoring players. What's that like right now? Is it filled up?
For us sponsoring the players in Wrexham? Yeah. I'd have to look. But that's definitely a thought. Yeah, we can do that. Thanks for the giveaway, but I want to at least get beer to us. Is that what that means? Is beer to you? Well, we will have a couple of beer in your honor, and we'll make sure we do it during the live stream.
Toasting Chris. We're toasting Chris live on the feed from the
feed. Absolutely. Yeah, it will be great. And I might come up with a substitute in the interim using the old system if we have to. I'll figure that out over the next week or two. but the system that they've had is going to make it so much easier for the stats to be uploaded and live information. And with what Brendan's doing with the producer stuff, there's going to be a lot more bells and whistles with this thing. So stay with us as Bournemouth with it. 89th minute. We're getting closer to the end, right-hand side. It has been a lot of development over on the right-hand side.
Oh, Sean, did you upload the emojis I created?
I did not. The thing is that Chris doesn't realize this, but by adding those, I can now add a whole bunch of emojis because they're dependent on how many members you have. So looking for a penalty call with a flop in the middle of the pitch. Kirkez goes down like he's shot, and Burton's there trying to help him up. That wasn't the Argentinian DePaul's diving skills that you saw during the Copa America there. Burton just gives him the look of disgust. It got flipped over James, and Burton running past, and a slight touch on the shoulder, and he goes down in a preseason.
Yeah, we created
Chris.
Before they started adding a bunch of players to the team. All the starting 11 had their faces as emojis that you'll be able to put in the chat. So if we basically say, like who's man of the match, you'll be able to put those in.
2 minutes out of time. There a misstep by the center back, and Fletcher gave up on the thing, and he kind of threw his hands up because there was a missed touch and the ball came loose, and he had an opportunity. Ashfield leaks it forward, but the center back takes it up and grabs it to get it even. Fair enough.
Chris, you're out of control.
I'm all for Wrexham in it in the last minute. It has been, to be fair, Bournemouth doing its thing, and long shot over to the right-hand side, misses everybody and goes over top. Burton knocks it down and keeps possession. Yeah, $300 a year. I will make that up, I think, over the course of the year. So we may end up doing something. I certainly would like to. The whole idea is it's either the money goes to either the club or to the members. Giveaways or we sponsor the club and just make sure that we're doing our part to say thank you for facilitating things. That's the whole idea behind this. And I'd like to break even. I mean, I'm out of pocket here still, but how to receive gifts. In the chat up at the top, the easiest way to do it is to click where the membership gifts have been given and click that button. And when you click that button, you'll get a pop-up with a toggle, and that toggle will turn on the memberships. I don't have my membership video running, but brought down shot. Opportunity 18. Edge of the 18-yard box, and Fletcher had it. Falls to his feet, and he hammers it. And where's he put it? Straight into the breadbasket of the keeper. Could have gone left or right, just like Ford did.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Sean. He like that wasn't even. It was a great chip by Revan, but all it has to do is be in the area of Fletcher, and he's capable. He touches it off his chest, kicks it before it hits the ground, and puts a good move on it. So I mean,
well, as the graphic now says, that's the final score. Whistle blows, the fans celebrate. That was a performance, and I'm thankful for you guys being here. I've got nowhere to go for a little bit. I've got some time to be able to do a chat for at least 30 minutes. There's going to be no after 90 minutes, and I don't know if we're going to be doing that this season or not. So I'm happy to chat, talk about what's happening this year, talk about questions, and you look at that opportunity that Fletcher had, and he's disgusted with himself. He just looped that right over into the hands of the keeper. If he would have gone to the left, I don't think it would have got stopped, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the issue. Steven identifies it. Offense not there. Hey, W&G, not a bad place to be, right? If our power level's the same as Bournemouth, although they didn't put all of their forwards
they
out
didn't
there,
play most of their starters, but
it's all good. I don't even want to know how many memberships you ended up subscribing with. I'll have to put that one out there. We should do. Are we doing a man of the match? The thing is I want to do a better job this year keeping track of the man of the match and actually doing a graphic each time and keeping track of everything. Well, I think we did fairly well.
The people guessing what the score is going to be and guessing before the game who the man of the match is.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to start tracking all that in the Discord server.
Yep. I think by the sound of it, I didn't see the first half, and Brennan, you saw the whole game. The question was, how did the team look? Second half, the offense was better. I actually, from the sounds of it, it sounded as though we were better in the first half as far as searching things offensively. And the second half, all of the magic went to Harry Ashfield and Revan on the left-hand side. We just weren't able to connect with anything up front.
Our defense looked 3 times better in the first half.
Yeah, and so there's stuff to consider. If I had a man of the half, because you've got to consider we've seen 2 different teams. For me, in the second half, I'd give that to Harry Ashfield. I thought he was, and that wasn't just because he was surprising. The stuff that he was able to do with the control of the ball and advancing it forward, I thought was remarkable. I don't know. Did you have somebody, Brendan, for the first half?
I don't know. So many guys looked really good. O'Connell, maybe. He seemed to be everywhere, knocking everything down defensively. It's the only one that was consistently making it seemingly all the right plays.
I appreciate that. And by the way, we're going to sit here and chat for a little bit. So if you've got questions, hit those out. If you are going to leave, please do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification button so that when we have videos that come out, you get notified in case you miss something, or it comes out with the Who Are You series. You know what the schedule is for that. So go ahead and do that. Absolutely. For those being Welsh, seeing Welsh shirts, to see Wrexham fans, people in US wearing Wrexham stuff as well. It's odd. I watch the Welsh national team and the Welsh women's national team, which a little bit different with the women's team because they've got a Canadian coach, almost as much as I watch the Canadian squad. So certainly not disappointed with the result. Anytime you're in it with a Premier League team, even when they've got their young kids going out there, you've got to be happy with that. And really the idea is you just want to make sure nobody's looking off and everybody's found a home and they're figuring everything out. I think the biggest thing I can take away from this was the realization that Ford's in the midfield and not down the right side. Appreciate that, Stephen. Look forward to seeing you all season long. We will be here throughout in some capacity and improving through things, and then we'll be adding features as I did last year as we go through. But we're starting off with a good spot, I think, with the graphics and all that sort of stuff, and we'll figure this all out.
I will see everyone in the chat. Yeah, that's
the biggest thing. Thank you to you guys for coming and joining in and contributing and being a part of the Red Horde community, the Wrexham community. I do this because I enjoy it and it's a hobby, but by no means do I expect or that I'm the only one out there and that everyone should be with me. There's lots of other people that are out there that do good stuff. Matt on Racecourse Ramble, obviously Rob Ryan Red, Fearless in Devotion, Rousey, the local pundit, they're all out there. So feel free to join whoever and get your fill.
All the men to the match, Sean. They had McLean, who also looked very good, and Dobson. Those guys are going to be, in contention. The 3 we talked about all year long, I think.
Interesting take here from Welsh. You said good, strong display with Parky doing some experimentation. Not what we expect or anticipate ever from him, and is that just a byproduct, I think, of it being preseason. Excited to see how that one happens. Looking forward to busting this flag out. If you haven't had a proper look at this thing, I do want to bring this out one more time, so I'm just going to stand up and show this thing off. This is what you're going to want to look for just to the left of the Wrexham bench. It's got the Canadian logo there. On the left side, it says, "Stand aside, the Reds are coming." Red Horde logo on the left-hand side. Or on the center, sorry. Wrexham over on the other side there with the logo. And then down at the bottom, I tried to catch as many people as I could into this. And so you'll recognize it's got the eagle for the U.S. It's got Aruba. It's got Wales. It's got Swiss, obviously for Chris. The Netherlands, Brazil, Kamloops, where I live. Kiwis, Australia and Argentina. So I'm excited to put that one out on display. And I've got 2 of them. 1, 2. And so I'm hoping that I can send this back with somebody from Wales and it can hang in the KRAS somewhere and they'd be kind enough to put that one up. So I'm hoping. If you're in Wales and you know somebody who can babysit a flag, I would certainly appreciate that one being displayed. And we'll see. That's a flag. I think so. Love it. So I'm excited. I agree, Robert. I don't know, Brendan, there was a potential injury in the first half. I don't know what happened to that one player that you were talking about. I hope he didn't there wasn't anything long standing. He was able to get back up into it, but might not have been clear to me. So good. There was a player took a shot, but was able to get back up. So good. So no injuries there. Carolyn, thanks for being here. See you at the next time.
Thanks for coming by, Robert.
Will be Wednesday night, right, for the Chelsea game?
Yeah, wish Bournemouth well.
And then everything changes after that, because it's going to be Wednesday night, Thursday at the Hollywood Theater. Still looking for my +1 who wants to go on a date. And then we're going to have Brendan flying in. We'll do the Welsh Hall at the Cambria Hall. And there's a whole bunch of microbreweries there if you are flying into Vancouver that are about a 5-block walk away. And so we're going to go sample a whole bunch of local microbreweries. I think through that process, get home and then go set up at the Pint and do that whole thing, the fan zone, try to experience as much as we can. I'll live stream as much as I can. And also while I'm at the game, pop on maybe once or twice and do our thing there. And then we've got some downtime. Maybe we jump on, maybe we don't, as we'll figure out what we do between the end of the game around 7 and the fireworks that will start at 10. So give it to Nathan. He might hang it for you. Whoever's here, I'll chat to whoever it goes and wants to be a part of it. If Flag send it to me, I'll put it on the fourth wall. Mark, that's awesome. So I don't know how to get it to you, Mark, but let's connect. If you're on Twitter, follow me up. I'm going to be at the Vancouver game. When you're looking at the players' benches, and I believe the camera's from the pitch. If you're looking at the benches from the pitch, we are just to the right of the seating area that's sort of covered there. If you're looking from the stands, we'll be just to the left. We will be in. The base color is white. I will say that the obnoxious outfits that Brendan and I are wearing, beautifully obnoxious. Our base color is white. It's got a lot of other stuff on it, but we'll stand out. We will stand out. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate that. And so, see you, Denise. Have a good one. And I can't
remember. Mark said he'd put up the flag for you, but I could have sworn that I saw Mark Davies on some other show or something, and I think he had if it was Mark, he had his son with him. I don't know what the heck I saw him on, but I saw him on some video. I thought maybe it was on another site.
And I didn't notice this. Woody asked the question, was Ogonko wearing 33 or 1? I didn't actually look. But I can bring up, he started, so I can bring up the roster here. Let's just bring this up. Guess what? There's the answer. Let's transition that in. Boom. He wore number 1.
Number 1.
So I'll go through that and find out who. Max looks like he changed his number too. Didn't
bye,
he?
Denise. Yeah,
see you, Denise. So there's some number changes that are there. Max Cleworth went from 34 to Max wore 32 last year, so he's wearing number 4 this year. EOC. O'Connell was 15 last year. He's wearing number 5. Barnett still 29. Dobson decided to go with 15. Where are you, Dobson? Dobson wore 15, and that was an empty number from last year.
Sean, what section are you? Are we 302 or something? What are we?
218, I think. Let's just bring that up. 218.
Okay. 218, Craig.
I'll tell you so that if anybody wants to flag it for me, they can do that, or see us during the half if they miss us at the Pint. I'll say it. I don't want to tweet it because I don't want people to have that static, but I'll tell you guys live just really quick here. My events. Oh, shirts. I'm not logged in. Wrexham, the Whitecaps, 4:30. View ticket. 217.
Offering his services as a striker.
Section 217, row A, seats 1 and 2. And the only thing that I wish they had the stairs down because it's easy to get to the bathroom and to the pubs. We got to go all the way upstairs to get the beer rather than just be able to cut onto the pitch and behind. Underneath, they've got a whole bunch of pubs. Any other changes to the jerseys? Dalby last year wore 16 and he was wearing 18. And I'm assuming that's what they would go with. It's not just for the season, but we'll figure all that out as we go through. The wanker. Craig saying, warn our foreign visitors that the standard Whitecaps fan response when the visiting players is announced is see a wanker. I mean, that's true. What do we do in response? Do we all yell wanker when the Whitecaps fans come out? I think there's Whitecaps players are announced. I think there will be more Wrexham fans than there will be Whitecaps fans in attendance. We could monopolize that if we wished. Or we have some response to the wanker. That would be great. George, yeah, it was a good game. And thanks for being here. I feel full again. I feel like all fuzzy. Done deal. Mark, I don't know how to get it. Like I said, if you're on Twitter, Mark, that might be the best way, is just follow me and I'll follow you back and we can make coordinations. Hey, Santiago, it's nice to see you again, my friend. I'm sorry that you just got in here. Traveling all day and just opened the stream. You can go back and watch this one. It was a bit of madness because iFollow wasn't available. So we will figure that one out for the next one in advance because it was a little bit unfortunate. And one more thing for me to talk about the off-field stuff causing problems. I gave my money to Bournemouth rather than to Wrexham AFC. And is that a dirty swear? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not the only one. But I just wanted to make sure it was going to work, and nobody could tell me that Wrexham one was working. So I went with what would work. Interesting just watching the poll here as it goes through. It looks like the odds are is that it's 2 people that are still expected. I'm at like 1.5 is the over-under. And so, I'm up to 62% looking for 2. So I'll end that poll. Everybody wants to get in a final shot on it as that 2 ends up declining and going lower and lower, decreasing. End poll. Boom. Done deal. Bring the chat back up so we can continue to have that chat. I don't know. Is there anything that you take away from this, Brandon, rather than it's just a run out and the guys able to test their legs and get into it and see some games?
No one got hurt. I was just euphoric that we're off and running and that we're in League One and the team looks like it's making all the right moves personnel-wise to me. Like they're planning for now and the future all at once. So exciting stuff.
I love that comment from Starkey. We missed 3 points there. We go again. Never good enough.
I'm like I can't wait to start talking about that. But based on how tough our schedule is, thinking about getting 1 point on some of those away games against that lineup that we're facing in the first 7-8 games, well, I'm going to be happy with a lot of ties. So a lot of draws.
Yeah. Greg put in caps and it got cut off, so I can't bring it forward because Stream Elements captured it. Craig, is the other thing that the the Whitecaps fans do is when they score a goal, they'll end up saying the announcer will say thank you, and then the fans will say you're welcome. I don't know if it's Canadian. I don't know if it's cute. I don't know if it's annoying. There will be some things like that might catch people off, but no punctured lungs. That's a win for everybody. I think what we'll probably do, how many people do we still have in here? 38 people. I think we'll probably look to wind this one down and maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes, have a quick little chat, Brendan, you and I, to make sure we can talk about how we reconnect the back of house stuff. And there's some work to do there. And other than that, we'll be here for the Chelsea game. It could be more banging the kinks out, as hopefully by then Brendan's able to take the production side of things, and then it's just me being a talking head and doing my stuff while he adds some more of the features that are back there that we're hoping to add back there. As far as the interviews going on right here, I don't have the headset in anymore as they're talking about it, but I think both teams will walk away from that saying that was a good run out and an opportunity to be in front of some fans and to strut their stuff. And so onward and upward to Chelsea and then the Whitecaps, which the Whitecaps are going to be playing their B squad. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. They've got a League Cup game 3 days afterwards, and they'll have a league game 3 days before. So I anticipate to see a lot of players from their reserves. There's one kid from Colorado, and I'm going to have to get his name, who had the potential of being a rock star, and everyone thought he was going to be amazing, who's still looking to get his feet in with the Whitecaps. when you're talking about those elite, significant contributing players, and I did a video about that and how players get visas when they are internationals and not playing for national teams. He's one of those players that you look at as a potential candidate there. If you take that, the MLS is somewhere between lower level championship and upper level League One. That's a player who is struggling to make that group. He may be an asset in the future, and he's young. So you bring somebody like that over. If they land, great, you've got a player or a transfer that you can get some money for, and you get to do that twice a year. So I don't know why you wouldn't be bringing in 2 international players every year. That's just my take. I don't think that Parkey likes to do that. I think he prefers his UK-based players as a general rule. But I think that there's some benefit to scouting for 2 players that you can bring in any given year. I did a video on Ayo Akinola. He signed to go play in Austria. I would have said Jacob Schaffelberg last year, but with the way he played in the Copa America, he was the best Canadian player, even better than Alphonso Davies for the actual Copa America. And he's signed now, or will be signing. He's got Europe banging the drum. Kone signed with Marseille and left Watford. So there's and it doesn't have to be Canadian. It can be, there's enough talent in the US and New Zealand, Australia. Otherwise, Herdman, who's playing for New Zealand in the Olympics, is somebody to keep an eye on. Those are players that sign them, bring them over, and you're making revenue, or you found a player and it's low output. So just some crazy thoughts.
We're going to have those chants in the background, Mark, by the way. We're going to be kicking them off in between Sean talking.
And coughing. So yeah, lots to add, lots to do, lots to figure out. I guess that's it, and we can wrap it off. Brendan, thank you so much to you for carrying the ball on this one for the first half and volunteering, and I'm massively appreciative to you. Chris, shout out has to go to you for being here and being a fan and continuing to support us and what we do with the contributions and giving the memberships out. And so to everybody that did their thing, much love and much happiness. It's been awesome to see everybody, and I'm hoping that this one continues to grow and get bigger as it did last year. I need to catch Chester. They're I haven't checked them in a while, but they're probably about 2.3K ahead of me. And if I can put in another solid year like last year, there's an opportunity. I'd love to catch them by the end of the year. Let's set that as a goal. North American fan for Wrexham with more viewers than the Chester Football Club. That's the goal. Stuff them. We're Wrexham FC. We're never going to die. This one's been a blast. Thanks for everything, and see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.